Also, like, outside of the
Video game movie. In time for the video game talk. Nice. Mad Chocolate Gaming. Today we're talking about gaming. Hope you had fun watching Sonic. My name is Marco. I'll be your host of the Animexcellence today, but I'm not alone. Across from me we got...
rocking the One Piece wear, drinking some Luffy juice. It's TJ. What's up? It is yogurt flavored, apparently.
And next to him...
That's awesome.
I do not have an anime themed drink. I have this beaver and bear soda. I bought it because I like beaver.
Or you're a bear. We have
was it beavers are the hardest working animal in the animal kingdom? Did you know that?
Mexicans of the animal kingdom.
Apparently, when they hear flowing water,
fuck that noise.
Yeah, they're so compelled to build a dam. Fucks with them. There's I don't know. What is it? I forget the name off the top of my head, but there's an amazing YouTube channel that does animations about animals that give them fun facts.
This is crack. This tastes just like beaver.
That's a lie. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Yeah. Is the soda going to call you back in the morning? No, it won't. Oh, well, then it's just like beaver.
It's exactly like it.
Mad Chocolate Gaming said Sonic may be his favorite movie of the year. Since you're wearing a One Piece hoodie, and because you're really smart,
I more agree with the first one than the second point, but let's go ahead.
you're the smartest person on the podcast.
Nope. Street smarts. Let's go.
Just wanted to see how you felt about this, because this kid is definitely like a STEM engineer that's going to make $200,000 somewhere, and just wanted to see how you felt about his anime opinion.
Which anime fan base has the most glazers? Absolutely 100% One Piece. Okay, how are you gonna sit through 1,000 episodes but you can't sit through a f***ing homework assignment? Every single person I know who watches One Piece cannot get into their local state school. How do you commit to 1,000 episodes of that bull? You don't commit to reading a book or talking to a woman.
Bro.
He has a lot of other things he should be worried than niggas who like One Piece. Well, A, they didn't get into their local state school. I got into the best school in Texas. B, how can I watch 1,000 episodes and still have time for girls? Because I actually get girls. Shut up. Right? You really glazers. We're our biggest haters. It's crazy.
Glazers, that's actually kind of a new word. I know it's not new, but I'm like, damn, like...
No, people are like, glazing something, and it's like, man, people can just really, really like something. It's cool. Glazing and overhyping are the exact same thing. You don't got to make a new word for it, but, if you're going to, it's whatever. That said, man... Again, we're in the world where people just are ready to hate on some shit that people like so much, which is normal. I hate on shit that people like, MHA. But it's like
I still hate Harry Potter.
You trying to duke up?
Hey man, Harry Potter fans are hating Harry Potter because of virtue signaling. Like that place is in its own hell, kind of.
It's a weird thing that when you go back to it.
You're off. Not bad. You gotta come a little close if you want to do the lean.
It's a weird thing because the same way you fell into the YouTube hole of this guy only had so many subscribers, but he quit YouTube and now all your videos are that.
Yeah.
I watched one video on was Harry Potter ever good? Because we all know her writing's kind of trash. Let's go back and reevaluate this. So now my entire feed is you want to watch 3 hours of dissecting the Harry Potter movies?
That's how it works, man. It takes one rabbit hole to fuck up your whole algorithm, but also fuck up your whole day. Because then you'll be like, Taylor, what did you learn today? Oh, let me tell you about Pluto. You don't really want to hear some shit? I got some shit.
And you know them goblins are anti-Semitic?
Damn. Joe Gira coming out fighting. Dude says that when I read 192 books this year.
All I'm saying, it's like, you can get into something really heavy. My girl's read, I think she's up there. I think she's read at around 100 books. Sometimes it happens. It's super easy. it's easy to have time for the thing that you find as your free time and activity, right?
Yeah.
And I understand there's really circumstances of people who don't have time, but more often than not, there's going to be cases where you still carve out some time to, have to yourself, and you're going to be doing that one thing that you enjoy. And for some people, that happens to be watching One Piece. And people are like, hey, I make the same counter argument every single time. The reason something has 1,000 chapters, 1,000 episodes, it can't be bad. Like, it can't just be bad and have
That's a good
many
argument.
episodes. Like, point blank, period. Objectively, it's not a matter. Like it just can't. Mainly because I'm like, hey, to assert, like, you might not like it, but that doesn't mean the product in and of itself is bad. That just means it's quite good, actually.
Yeah.
I pretty much anyone, I met someone who's about halfway through One Piece, and he's like, damn, I'm sad I only got 500 episodes left. That's usually what happens, right? And so, yeah, no, you don't, but like what you like, have fun with
I've
what
been
you...
going real slow through Egghead.
Real
slow.
I will say on that note that people are picking up new habits and doing new things. If you are on that track of like you want to go to the gym, don't wait till 2 weeks from now. Start going now when it's completely dead and empty, because it's hard enough to adjust going to the gym. It sucks to adjust going to your gym and then waiting for machines. Because if you end up waiting for the right thing and you just wait there for 8 minutes, you're like, fuck this, I'm going home.
Look, first of all, Aztec, yes, it's natural habitat shorts. They make fantastic animal fact shorts. But B, yes, I always say if you want to start going to the, if you're doing your gym, New Year's resolution, all that kind of nonsense, which I know people are so anti-resolution. Fuck you. Let anybody, set up a time. Like, sometimes that's what gets people motivated. Even if they fall off, they made a smart, healthy decision for as long as they could. But that said, I do recommend you challenging yourself, because I usually say, look, no, doesn't matter when it's resolution time or not, 4 a.m., 5 a.m., them weird night owl hours, you're going to have your machines. It's going to be peaceful. I say the twilight hours of Big Tex is one of my favorite times. I went to do a 5 a.m. squat day like a while back, but it was like, I was like, oh, this is joyous. It's just me, the weight, and Billy over there. I don't know his name, great, but it's Billy.
He looks like a Billy.
Yeah, no, I've started going to the gym at about 5 a.m. this week, and some days I don't, because I'm like, today is one of those days where it's like I get off work at 5 and I have the perfect amount of time to kill before this show. So I just got back from the gym. But it's still empty-ish. It's just not 5 a.m. empty.
No, it's not 5 a.m. empty. Like, if you can, like, noon, if you can make, working from home work and you get a little bit of time is nice. But I also say 5 a.m. morning workouts, when you're there, it's not as though it's... Like, I feel like I'm a little more, not motivated per se, but I'm more locked in than I would be after work. After work, I'm like, man, I just want to knock this shit out.
Yeah, same. For me, the hardest part about the 5 a.m. workout, the hardest lift, is the lifting myself out of bed. That's the hardest one. Once I make it past that one, I'm set.
I'll tell people, like, I'm in a weird situation where, like, I'm just built for weird hours, because I'm just like, the getting out of bed has never been tough for me, but...
Oh, no. With me, I fucking hate the cold.
It's... I thrive. I'm like, chills.
Yeah, no, yes. I love the cold. And it's just kind of like, I will get in the best shape probably from here until March. Then April, when we start hitting those 190 degrees.
Let that sun hit me, and all my motivation zaps. I'm like, it reminds me of 2-a-days.
I'm the reverse. I'm a fire type Pokemon.
Nah, bro. Once that, I'm with TJ. Once the sun hits 110, it's like...
Nah.
Just walking outside burns calories, right? Like I'm
photosynthesis.
Photosynthesis. Changing colors and shit.
Birdman. But he's powered by the sun, right?
I hope everyone is having a good holiday and New Year's season. If you don't celebrate anything during the holidays, I hope you're at least celebrating a little time off. And if, again, I encourage, if you haven't taken any time off for yourself this year, you've been hustling, well, try and unplug for a day or two, see how much wonders that does for you. Actually, I mean, I know not everybody is, fortunate enough to have this opportunity sometimes, but it's done studies that really it takes about a little over a week and some change to truly unplug and like have your body start to reset from working habits. So if you can finesse about a week or two off, you'll come back feeling more energized and refreshed than you ever have when you left. So
damn, that's crazy. I don't know anyone that's taken a week and a half off besides you in a long time. Even then, I don't know if you were working while you were in Japan.
This is the first year I have not, this is the first year where, at least these last 2 trips have been the first time I've truly unplugged. Like, no work laptop, no nothing, so. And it helped me learn very much. I came back and I've been motivated, been good.
I make the mistake of once, like, I'm done with, like, work, and it's like, sweet, I'm going to take 4 days off. Like, not even a week and a half. I'm going to take 4 days off. One day into it, I'm like, now I can do those projects that I've been putting off.
I think that's what gets a lot of people. Yeah. But also, like, my buddy, my
ADHD brain is like, let's just procrastinate some more. There's too much. The pile is too high. You'll never get to the end of it.
my buddy, he just did a staycation, but like a proper staycation. He's like, I got nothing done. And when I say this man, not only was the happiest I've seen him, but he reverted full high school. I'm talking, he clocked in gaming hours. I wish I could nowadays. He was glowing, happy. I was like, damn. So next year I'm going to try and plug in about a week-long staycation.
I'm going to try to do that next week. And I'm on call, so it might not go that way, but it's at least... Usually, I can, in every job that I've ever had, it slows down during this point of the year. So I get to finish some video games. Last year, I went through all of Gears of War just because I didn't have an Xbox. I was on Sony forever. Mm-hmm. Got Game Pass, and they have all the Gears of War, so I finished them. This year, I got Halo and Yakuza, and I haven't decided which one I'm going to play yet. But they're both on Game Pass, and I'm like, I'm ready to get into something.
See, it's just like locking it, man. Oof. I work next week, but I don't take time off during the holidays too much. But I have Tuesday and Wednesday off. So,
well, usually I work in sales, so no one's buying shit. No one's gonna answer a cold call on Christmas Eve. But yeah, Like a Dragon is one of the one I downloaded. There was another one that I downloaded because I downloaded 2 Yakuza games, and
You're only gonna have time for one.
I'm not gonna have time for all of them. It was just kind of one of those.
You're only gonna have time for one Yakuza game. Not even like. And I say that very sparingly. You're only gonna have time for a quarter of a Yakuza game. He's gonna get caught in mahjong.
The mini games do suck you in. Like, I don't know what the fuck it is.
Yakuza is longer. Play Halo first. It's not a matter of, like, which one's longer. I'm just in a funk right now with video games. Like, I replayed Baldur's Gate twice, and now it's just kind of like, well, I don't want to play another game like Baldur's Gate, but I don't expect another story to grab me right now.
I would do... Yeah, I think, what was it? Someone said it best, like, Yakuza helped them fall in love with games again. Yeah. And what I mean by that is it is the game of gaming. It is gaming's game.
It's a video game as video game.
It's a video game in the best way possible. And it's unapologetically a video game with a good story.
Try Metaphor. I'll look that up later.
It's Persona, only it's fantasy, not contemporary.
First of all, careful. Right at the end, so I don't need any spoilers. But Metaphor is fantastic. It's phenomenal. It's actually my game of the year.
Really?
Yeah. Spoiler alert. My bad.
This one?
Actually, I think it has the best combat. I think it has the best combat mechanics out of all of the Atlas games. So they did a good job.
Oh, it's an Atlas game. No wonder it reminds you of Persona.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, no, it is made by the director of Persona. Like, this is not a.
At first, I was like, oh, it's just kind of like it.
No.
It's Persona.
No, it is. But I think the level of. I think they had a lot more free reign to get a lot darker with the story. There's a lot of niggas dying, like left, right, and center in this one. It is not.
Does anyone die in Persona?
Yes, but not like as prevalent as it was. This one, they're like, there's, and it's not a spoiler. Like in one of the first things, like people are dying. I'm like, Jesus. So it's a nice little change of pace.
Just Googling it, like the best game I've played in years is one of the first videos that pops up. That's pretty cool.
It's phenomenal. It is genuinely just been a fantastic time. But in honor of the last end of year Mexcellence, not Mexcellence, end of year Animexcellence, excuse me.
This was the show that ended everything last year. It was the last show that we did before we closed the curtains last year.
It will not be the last show before we technically.
It will not be, because we have a show Christmas Eve this year for the first time ever.
We do?
With the so Tommy agreed and Gertz agreed to do the football show.
Yeah.
As long as we do it early. So if you're in.
Yeah, I thought you didn't get your permission slip signed, but if you did, we're good.
That was Christmas Eve.
Oh, New Year's Eve. Yes.
That's why I told Sam we got 3 more shows left. So just to give you guys a heads up, we're trying to do a movie review show next week. We don't have football next week. And then after that, football into a sync countdown to start the new year, because that'll be January 2nd. Well, I don't know who's going to be on that one, but it's such a fun topic. I don't think we'll have problems for it, which is just your top 5 things of 2024. Could be a meme, could be a city you visited, could be a new bar, could be a movie, a video game, whatever it is. Like, just kind of put it in. And yes, I stole this concept from Wooly, but go on.
I bought a little Japanese whiskey from Taylor's private stash. Oh, yeah, he used his government name for that. So Papa got a lot of good alcohol on his alcohol tray, but he doesn't drink too much while he's at home. I drink occasionally. I sip here and there. But, to get the good Japanese whiskey, you got to come to buy. Leave it alone, sir. Let it be. Let it live. Okay. Let it live.
All right.
Yeah, it'll be all right.
Damn, I just opened like 5 windows.
That's what I said. Leave it alone. So I brought some good whiskey. It was expensive as what was it? I think it was a birthday gift from Michaela this year. So it was not straight from Japan. I actually have other alcohol from there. I've only drank it one time. And I had only one glass with it, so I thought it'd be great to have a glass with y'all. One person decided to spit in my face and say, "I'm better than you. I don't drink."
I can't believe you would do that.
But hopefully you'll join me here, Marcos, with your beaker.
I will join you with my beaker.
And yeah, we'll get you some.
Me.
He's making the beaker noise from the Muppets. Age difference. I don't know if he ever saw the Muppets.
The Muppets are timeless, sir.
I've seen the Muppets.
I'm not trying to be rude, but it's just like, as far as I know, Muppet Babies was probably like the last iteration.
I will say what I will give you is I have no fondness for them niggas. Like, this isn't even like no, I don't give a fuck about these Muppets, to be honest.
Yeah, we grew up during peak Muppet time. Or we were little children during peak Muppet time.
Yeah, that's why the last Muppet iteration came out was more of a millennial show than it was a kid show.
Aren't those niggas who keep on showing up at the Game Awards Muppets?
Oh,
do they show up at the Game Awards?
Yeah.
Oh, they show up at the Game Awards.
Yeah, Statler and
Those are Muppets?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck them. I don't like, they keep on showing up in my shit. I want it in my shit.
Well, that is...
I like Kermit. Kermit's cool.
That is one of the first topics that we have here today, the Video Game Awards. There's a lot to cover in that. What do you say? Do we say kompai or just fucking go for it?
Kompai! It's delicious. No, hey, no, we're not leaving you out. Drink your lovely cream soda.
But
it does look like a good...
There's the Video Game Awards was so much more dense than I thought it would be, which I guess it's kind of sucked up where like all these other like TV channels and PAX East and all these other things have died. Now the Video Game Awards just gets to eat up all them trailers, and it gets to be a chief focus of everything.
Well, it's the combination of a couple of things, right? What you had mentioned before, because the Summer Game Awards wasn't that great this year, but Summer Game Awards kind of fills up the the E3 spot. Though one of my biggest just pain points is that I never got to go to E3.
Opening
it was always a
night
dream.
Live or whatever. That's what he calls the summer one, right?
No, it's Summer Game Awards.
Summer Game Fest.
Summer Game Fest. But the Game Awards has definitely become the most prevalent, like, hey, we're launching, talking about a lot of big games event of the year. And I would say that, genuinely speaking, this has been one of the strongest years that they've ever had in terms of just what they brought to the table this Game Awards.
Yeah. Fucking Harrison Ford showed up.
What, really? Yeah. Is it because of the Indiana Jones game?
Yeah, it didn't. I don't think it was nominated for anything, but.
I mean, it's free on Game Pass.
It's new, so it would be next year that it would be.
But.
If it is.
Todd Howard, who's the lead director at Bethesda Game Studio, which is the publisher of the Indiana Jones game, and Troy Baker, who voiced Indiana Jones in the game, because Harrison Ford can't be bothered. They presented an award, and Harrison Ford.
Oh wow, that's surprising.
And it actually looked like he cared. Well, I was expecting, old crotchety angry grandpa Harrison Ford, but no, we got loosey goosey.
Hey, even Snoop Dogg looked like he cared, which was wild. He said, "I'm talking about a new song. Y'all paid me for one song," and then he left, but he was there.
By the way, so I'm looking at the awards real quick because everyone, my own main topic was just going to be Game of the Year and stuff like that, and I didn't really look at any of the other awards. I didn't know that there's an award for best esports team and best esports athlete. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, it's been there for a while. Actually, I don't know. I think it might have been there from the iteration. Best esports player is Faker again, which is very interesting. I think he's won that bitch a lot. But
I mean, all these people have it looks like fake gamer names in the ZYWOO ZMJJKKK. I get it, but that's dope. Harrison Ford was tipsy as fuck.
He probably met up with Snoop Dogg
but
backstage.
But you had quite a few games that had a lot of highlights and showcases. We'll talk about some of the winners before we talk about some of the new games.
There's an award for best adaptation. Who won?
Yeah, so hey, out of best adaptation, I think what was it, Fallout 1? Which I was a little impressed by. I haven't watched Fallout yet. I've heard great things. Really but, with the year where Arcane came out, I thought that was just going to be the clear-cut winner. So, impressive. Shout out to you, Arcane. Shout out to you, Fallout. No fault to you for being successful. We had a bit of controversy in this year's Game Awards because Elden Ring, Shadow of the Eldtree, DLC was nominated for a few categories, and people did not love a DLC being nominated for categories. Because I do think that best DLC of the year can be its own category.
I agree.
But it's kind of this weird thing. And I will say, I wasn't the angriest at it. I did not support it, but I wasn't the angriest at it.
Yeah, I would have been more mad if it won.
I would have been more mad if it won, but I also would have been more mad if it wasn't what it was. Because it is the size of a game. It's not... It's and they've
huge. Done it before, because I think The Witcher 3, the complete edition, got nominated, but not
That could be another topic. So I'm just going off memes until we get to the main topic. But people were mad about the new Witcher trailer as well.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. We'll talk about new games.
Yeah.
I just didn't play 3.
But yeah, it was a very interesting. What's up, Badgie? It was a very interesting thing because I was sitting there and I was like, well, to be fair, the amount of effort that was put into the Shadow of Eldtree DLC is better than a lot of games that came out this year. And I do think that should be praised and rewarded. And I do like that it's being put on a pedestal because that's the caliber of DLC that should be released for any game if they're going to come out and charge a hefty amount for DLC. That said, it is downloadable content. It's not a new game. It is something that is hey, it's also encouraging DLC and not necessarily new game. It was a slippery slope that I totally understand and again don't support completely. For what the game was, for what it added in, it's very it's this weird thing where I respect that DLC, I respect that game. It made a 10 out of 10 game even more 10 out of 10. I don't know how that's possible. That said, we can't rewarding DLC is a tough one. That said, but there was a lot of other games that were nominated across the board for.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but was this kind of like last year? I felt like it was very crowded. How many good games came out this year? Not so much.
I'd argue.
Okay.
I only argue because I think this year was interesting. I think this was a little bit wider of a net of some games that were nominated. Hey, we'll talk about what won in a second, but shout out.
I kind of want to go through some of the other awards.
Yeah.
Just because I'm looking at best multiplayer game, and I'm like, that's a funny smorgasbord that's nominated right there.
What's in the multiplayer category?
Yeah.
So it's literally across the board. Like, I understand that if you pick up 2 controllers, you're I guess available for this category because that's how different these games are. Because it's Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, Super Mario Party Jamboree, Tekken 8,
and Warhammer 40. Yeah, that's a.
I keep forgetting that thing has multiplayer.
and I get Helldivers. I get Super Mario Party, but Tekken 8 is a fighting game. Like I guess
it's a multiplayer game. Fighting games are inherently multiplayer.
Yeah,
and people really, really love Tekken 8. I own it. Haven't played it yet, so
it won best fighting game.
That's the other thing that I was going to bring up. That in a year where every big, except for King of Fighters, every big major label threw out a fighting game, Tekken pulled out ahead. I was surprised that Street Fighter didn't get it.
I think Street Fighter was in the running last year, was it not?
I'm not sure. I forgot.
So, best fighting game is Grand Blue, Dragon Ball, Marvel vs. Capcom, Multiverse, Tekken. So it was last year.
So I'll throw out a couple of things. Yeah, it was an interesting mix of games. I actually agree with you, Jojo. This was an RPG heavy year. There were some games from RPGs that did not get nominated. Unicorn Overlord, that I haven't played yet, but I've heard a lot of positive things about. What is it? Path of Exile, which is another RPG, American RPG, but that came out as well. It wouldn't get nominated because it just came out, but there was a lot of good, solid RPGs that came out this year that we'll definitely see. So I think they picked a few. That's why we had a few winners that came through. Final Fantasy Remake won one category. I forgot which one. Metaphor won Best RPG of the Year.
Yeah, Metaphor won Best RPG. That was the next thing I was going to bring up. Over Elden Ring, Final Fantasy, Like a Dragon, and Dragon's Dogma.
There was also... I mean, and we can talk about some of the nominees that led to Game Awards. So Metaphor was up for Game of the Year. Final Fantasy was up for Game of the Year. Balatro was up for Game of the Year, which, again, another piece that got a lot of people mad because you haven't played Balatro. There's always, I think people really confuse Game of the Year as having to be some bombastic, expensive game. That's not what it is.
I think probably the bigger thing with Balatro is that it just released for mobile. So a lot of people were probably just in their head, it's a mobile game. Like the people that didn't play it,
they were like, "Oh,
a mobile game can't be Game of the Year."
Or they just see it and they're like, "This is just poker," and it's like, no.
I mean,
it is.
I remember when Telltale won, like a decade plus ago, actually. At this point, people were mad that Telltale won, and that it was just like a game where you just randomly play. Well, not randomly, but you just press one button every minute. That's the Game of the Year. And I
actually have more of a problem with that than anything else. And not to say that I don't like really good stories.
Yeah,
I'm just saying I'm a big gameplay person. I mean, that's just always I'm going to be. That said, Balatro is pure gameplay. It is unfiltered indie gameplay, and I think indie games have a space to be in the Game of the Year conversation.
No, yeah. Dog, it's already challenging you. TJ better not come across any Marvel rivals.
And I also don't have a problem with like a mobile game winning Game of the Year.
I don't think it's a mobile game technically, right? It's not. But no. If a mobile game is that fantastic, nominate it.
Yeah,
it's totally fine. I will, caveat asterisk. If it's considered a gotcha situation, Balatro doesn't have any gotcha elements, so there's
you pay $10 for it.
but if you're able to play, no, sorry, hold up, I gotta address this. Dog it, no, you don't want none. Don't try me.
Can I ask you a question on that note? And I know, I guess this podcast was made for sidetracking. Who's your main and rival Marvel rivals?
If we go by position, because if you play that game and you only play one position, go suck a dick. fuck you. Not you, dog it. Like, not you. But if you only play one, like, you have a main position, but if you need to be flexible, be flexible. So by position, I'm a Penny Parker main through and through. Like, I'm a Vanguard, Penny Parker. I'm carrying your team from the Vanguard spot. If I'm DPS, I'm probably playing Scarlet Witch. I can play a lot of DPS, but I'm playing Scarlet Witch has most time. If I'm support, I'm support sexual. I'm fluid, but Luna Snow, most likely. But I do play a lot of Iron Fist as DPS. Not my main, but Iron Fist is so much fun. So much fun, and it's the actual cool Iron Fist, not Danny Lame. So yeah, but I love Marvel Rivals. I've played a lot of. I mean, as you guys can imagine,
it has so many characters. Like, I didn't know it had this many characters.
30, I was a 33 on launch, 35 on launch, something crazy like that. Yeah. And they already got some lined up, you know, and it's all free to play. It's an amazing game, an amazing experience, and I always support any free to play game. These skins are expensive, but I mean, it's free to play, so.
I don't really care.
Yeah, like
I still play Fortnite in the adventurer outfit you get as a default.
Free to play will always win my heart. Because I say, hey, if you're free to play, and you're free to play, genuine free to play, not free to play like, oh, hey, you get benefits for. No, the skins are skins. As cosmetics are cosmetics. You're cooling. That said, to your point, I've played. To put in perspective, I've probably already put 100 hours in. I probably put 100 hours in Marvel Rivals in the alpha and beta alone.
Damn.
I put a lot of time into it. I'm pretty sure I had to miss a show because I was playing Marvels.
Well, I won't tell Sam that.
Oh, no. Right. Right. I think it was that one time I messaged you and I said, I can't make it today, and I can't tell you the reason. It's not a good reason. Yeah, if you go back in the text, it's literally like, I'm missing the day show. I can't tell you the reason. It's not a good reason. It's not a responsible reason. I have no justification for it, but I have to miss today because Rivals was unbaited that week.
I think that was one of the sports shows. Yeah. I may be wrong, but it might.
Probably, yeah, because I definitely was like, I can't make it today.
We also started the sports show being like, we have 6 people on the bench for that show. Like, if you need a miss, fucking miss.
Yeah, I'm like, for Animexcellence, no, I'm always signed up. Like, it doesn't matter. But on sports, I'm like, everyone want to talk shit. I can swap in. That said, yeah. But if anyone ever wants to play with me, holla at me on Discord.
I was about to say, that's been like everyone's attitude. And it's fine. Like, we do good. But just to go back to the Video Game Awards, like we said, Metaphor, the game everyone's recommending.
Yeah, best narrative as well.
Best narrative.
Oh, what was that other category there?
Which one? Best art?
Oh, best art direction. Yes. Yeah, it deserved everything and game of the year. But, you know, I'm fine with what won. Metaphor's phenomenal. Also, it is. They made some. What is it? Opera rap as the the battle theme for when you attack an enemy and you have the advantage is very much like some guy singing Buddhist scripts rapping. It's wild, but it's pure Persona.
It's a boss song?
No, it's just like a normal battle song. Don't play it, but because we'll get rocked. But it's good. I love it. Great time.
Let's see what other cool things we got here. Best community support, Baldur's Gate.
Oh, I mean,
best independent game, Balatro.
Balatro's awesome. It deserves everything. It is a game that, again, if you haven't played it, if you had an opportunity to play it, it's one of those games. I put it in the Vampire Survivor game. I saw Vampire Survivor and I said, "How the fuck would I play this? Like I don't want to play this." And I don't usually say that about games. I'm like, this doesn't look like it's for me. I just got sucked into Vampire Survivor so much. Balatro, I was like, okay, I love poker, but how is this any special? I wasn't like as against it. I was like, oh, how is this? Play it. See what happens. That music will get you. Your ass will be gone for like you'll click it and you'll be gone for like 50 minutes.
Did college football 25 win?
No, that was actually the shocking part. None of the football games this year were even nominated. And college football 25 was loved.
Is there a best sports game category?
Yeah, there's the best sports game category.
Best sports / racing.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Bet.
Well, to be fair, like
best sports. No, it's okay. Best sports / racing game.
Yeah.
FC 25. Oh, that's why. Soccer's hard to beat.
Nominated. That was the weird part. It wasn't even nominated. And 2K25, I don't think was as loved. College football 25 was like everybody loved it.
I loved it. I was a little even upset that like because I played the career mode kind of thing, and I was bouncing around colleges a little bit. I'm like, why the fuck does like Clemson get their goofy ass mascot, but Texas Tech doesn't? Have you seen what Clemson's mascot looks like?
Isn't it like the smiling dude type of thing?
No, dude. It looks like a furry wouldn't sleep with the Clemson Tigers mascot.
What the?
Oh, fuck yeah.
What's knockoff Tony the Tiger doing?
My name's Teeny, baby.
It's just the moth eyes, bro. That's what gets me in this fucking costume.
Bro, that's
They're adequate.
I see you.
He'll be here this Saturday.
Hey, I know. What other games? I've strategically Shadow of Eltree. If you haven't played, phenomenal. It's basically a full game. Really great time. And the Game of the Year award winner, Astrobot, which a platformer.
A lot of people were mad about. I was kind of surprised.
Platformers aren't everybody's fancy, but again, not every game that wins Game of the Year should be your fantasy. Just be an objectively good game. I haven't played Astrobot, so I can't give it like the cosign, like personal touch.
A lot of L takes,
but
like from people that I like genuinely respect and like care about.
Because I think a lot of people, and there's a game I particularly haven't mentioned. A lot of people, again, there has to be some heartbreaking story, some narrative. I'm like, no, it could just be. This is Astrobot's and I haven't played it yet, but I can. But
see, here we go. Yeah, your boy Slaughter. It's barely even a game.
I have to give it to a point where it's like, it's a platformer, and it's probably a good platformer. My only question mark about Astrobot is, I didn't need a Sony hand rub again. Good God, but. It is not even close to my most upsetting Game of the Year. If you ever want to know that, it's Last of Us Part 2. I don't think that game deserves to win a Game of the Year. I don't even think it deserves to be in the breadth of Game of the Year.
I thought everyone hated that game.
It won Game of the Year.
Damn.
That was... I think that felt the most like...
Gameplay-wise, I do like Last of Us 2. I like all the stuff that they added to it to enhance the combat.
It's a better game than...
Yes.
It's a better game than Last of Us Part 1. But everyone knows it was probably winning off the narrative notes, and that narrative sucks.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with spoiler. I don't have a problem with the thing that happens at the start. It's all the rest of the shit.
Yeah, no, same.
I'm like, okay, cool, y'all did this, and then you squandered me for fucking.
And the way it's
25 hours.
Okay. So I can talk about a lot more about past games than games this year. The fact that it won over Ghost of Tsushima and Hades.
Yeah.
And then because even Sam, who isn't much of a gamer, went crazy for Animal Crossing that year. That didn't win Game of the Year.
What was it? Right, because Final Fantasy Remake came out that year. Hades came out that year. Oh, no, all those games are bad. That was what frustrated me, because Hades was my Game of the Year that year.
I honestly thought Hades was going to.
Hades will have that game. Yes, people did. Part of the hate towards The Last of Us Part 2 was 2 female leads. And
that part didn't bother me.
And that part was not the problem. I was not even close to the problem. The game, the narrative just wasn't good.
Yeah.
Hades is for nerds. Yeah, who do you think votes on these?
This is an award show for nerds.
I don't know how they pick who. I don't know who gets the vote in the Game of the Year awards.
But I can tell you,
it's a panel of judges. They do have one award that's like the People's Choice Award.
It's me. I'm nerds.
You get to vote on these, dog.
But I would say The Last of Us Part 2 felt the most manufactured win out of any, because there was a lot of controversy. It felt very much like a let's just kind of, and I didn't like that. Not because I support I didn't support the controversy of the time. Controversy aside, I'm not going to give you a pass if I have a problem with some of your narrative and your gameplay. The gameplay wasn't an issue in that game. It was better than the last. But man, I mean, you get through I got to the end of the game and I was like, cool, that's a good solid 7 or 8. It was not a 9. It was not a 10. It was beautiful. Whereas Hades, I said Hades. Oh, this shit's glorious. This shit's the sexiest shit I've seen in a while. I was like, Zagreus, I feel some type of way for a dude. I mean, this shit had me wrapped up.
I mean, I'm just going off vibes because I played half these games, and I love Ghost of Tsushima, but everyone was fucking up in arms about Hades and Animal Crossing being...
But also, I mean, Final Fantasy VII Remake. And Remake was phenomenal. It was like I said, I
honestly, that game looks too long. Which one, Kingpin, Larry?
Last of Us Part 2, probably. Because it does also... So when you get to where you think the end of the game is...
Oh, yeah, it does
there's
keep going.
Whole extra part that I'm like, what happened? Where are we?
I stayed up till like 5 a.m. because... I thought I was at the end of the game. Like I started playing at, I don't know, midnight. And make it through that, like, last boss fight. I'm like, okay, it's like 2 a.m. I'm done. What the fuck? There's more?
There's more. And the worst part is, it's not even like a dislike the end. It just feels like they have to get to the point that's at the end of that section for like some climactic thing that I'm like, y'all could have just done this. But I'm so... And then it ends off with like the most just, go be depressed in a corner somewhere type of ending. Yeah. So, which I don't mind. Again, not like... It was just not the game of the year.
I will say on this note, like looking at fighting games, this might be one of the worst years for fighting games. Grand Blue Fantasy, Mortal Kombat 11, Street Fighter 5, One Punch Man, and Under Night.
I would, first of all, sir, let me argue against this right quick. Under Night by In-Birth is phenomenal.
Okay, you can say that,
Great.
But One Punch Man was nominated.
That's where I say that's bad. It's definitely a light year. Definitely a light year.
Because Mortal Kombat 11, that's the Ultimate Edition. And this is also, like, these are both...
In One Punch Man's defense, it has a fantastic mechanic. That's lore accurate. If you pick One Punch Man, if you pick Saitama on your team, he's going to show up late, one. So, I think it's like 8 minutes or something, or 5 minutes late. If you can wrap up...
It's so weird that,
the
like...
fight,
people had problems with DLC being nominated this year, and all these are just almost basically, a lot of these are basically DLC. When you say Street Fighter 5 Champion Edition, Persona 5 Royal, I know they're...
Now, time out. I agree, but kind of.
I'm just saying, like, the seeds were planted already that expansions can get nominated.
Just has to be...
No, yeah, they've done it before. I mentioned The Witcher 3, and I think that one actually won.
But going back to this year, Astrobot winning raised some eyebrows because I think a lot of people had Black Myth Wukong as the gem, and a lot of other people had Stellar Blade getting like not even considered being weird. Which, I'll tell you what. Hey, look, I'm not one to fight against Stellar. I haven't even played the game. I'm not one to fight against that being game of the year for a lot of reasons alone. But that said, I trying to aerate it.
Yeah.
Get a little flavor.
No, it's just hard to drink from a fucking wide-ass beaker.
No, you have to just drink from the fountain part where you're like, straight whiskey. It's also not. This is not baby's first whiskey, by the way. It's very like I'm whiskey.
I really hope that I can get you on for top 5 things of 2024, just because I'm 70% sure I can get Emiliano on that show, and he comes in with 6 bottles of whiskey. You haven't done an extra show with him. Only Tommy has, now that I think about it.
I've not done a show with him in a minute.
Oh, yeah. I drank these in the wrong order. Well.
Now you're on the decline. That said, I haven't played Black Myth Wukong. No fault against it. I heard it's a phenomenal game. I
heard a controversy about that game just on the basis that it was Chinese, basically.
Yeah, anything Chinese is no apparently.
Well,
but no, it was really. But I heard. But it was the first.
I don't agree with that. Like it's Chinese so bad, but at the same time, like the government's already taking away TikTok. Like, who's to say they're not going to take away my Black Myth Wukong?
Also, side note, the government has so many things against China. I think I don't know if I've talked about this on the show, but the cell phone choices you have are so limited because a multitude of phones that are created in China and created from Asian regions are not available in the U.S. And there's a lot of really cool phones that are on the market that we just don't support.
Yeah, I don't get too much into online video. I get into a lot of weird groups, but not when it comes to video game chat. Like, I still don't know what was the big cancellation event that happened 10 years ago.
Gamergate?
Yeah, I still don't know what Gamergate is about. Like, and I just never. It happened while I was in the Army, and I was just kind of like,
it got really confusing, but because
it lost the plot.
Yeah,
that's why it was
it
like
was co-opted by a lot of grifters because it was easy. It was ripe for the taking for like.
Was it Tim Pool or I just know some people, some right wing conservatives?
He was in there?
Yeah. He got famous from it, and I just kind of was like, I was looking back at it in 2018, reading the Wikipedia page, and I was just kind of like, this is too much. I'm out.
Yeah, no, it's really, as someone that lived through it, but also was in the periphery. Like, I wasn't like drinking that Kool-Aid. I still can't tell you what the fuck happened or what the fuck it's about. I just know that, like, from looking at some of my Facebook feed, I saw people posting shit about Gamergate, and then flash forward to like 2020, these same people are posting about Q. So I think it was kind of a gateway drug in there.
Oh, for sure. That one I know for sure. But if I wanted to argue with someone about like Gamergate is blah 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 because it ruined what X or Y, and I was like, I can't continue this conversation with you because I don't know what happened. But I'm gonna take a step back. Jessica's son Wukong was mentioned, and this is the Animexcellence. And I know this actually happened like 3 or 4 weeks ago, but we didn't have an Animexcellence that week. I just thought this soccer poster was dope as fuck. Japan versus China had a soccer match, and this was the poster they made to advertise the game.
I think that was from like before this year.
Oh, it was from before this year?
But it was really, really dope. I mean, that's a really, really dope poster. Like, don't get twisted. That's still a dope-ass poster.
That's just kind of how the internet works sometimes. Things go viral from forever.
Well, China has the Great Firewall, so it's hard to get out sometimes.
But I think it'd be really cool to live in a world where U.S. and China were, like, actually homies.
Right?
We'd have so much shit. Y'all don't understand. There's a lot of cool tech. Well,
their fucking cars are dope as fuck. That's the only thing that I've seen. Like the tires can turn to fucking parallel park themselves.
I think people have like a made in China stigma, and I'm like, no, when everything's made in China, that also means the best shit's also made in China too. Some of the best. It's
kind of funny. Like, I would say like a lot of conservatives have that stigma, and then shop at Walmart. And I'm like, you already sold out. It doesn't really matter.
Drink,
yeah.
A lot of the times, not necessarily from Asia, but the cans. Oof. Sorry. That said, Astrobot won. Shout out to Astrobot. I'm happier with this year's Game Award winning. Can you pull up the winners from previous years?
For what?
Game of the Year.
Just Game of the Year?
Yeah, just Game of the Year. And then we'll talk about some of the new because a lot of new was announced. A lot of really, 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 really cool stuff.
Yeah, I have all the trailers pulled up. We don't have to watch all of them, but we can watch whatever one's hyped about.
Everything old is new again. That's what I'm hyped about.
Oh, Baldur's Gate won last year? Wow.
That makes sense.
And let me tell you, that was the hardest win for me to swallow. Not in the way that I like what you think. I said, damn it. The year that Baldur's Gate 3 came out, one of my favorite games of all time have ever came out, which was Hi-Fi Rush. And unfortunately, I was like, nothing's beating Baldur's Gate. And I love and the worst part is I love Baldur's Gate. It just rightfully deserved to win. It did everything right. It's one of the best games of all time. And I was just selfishly like, Hi-Fi, why did you come out a year earlier? Why did you come out this year? Why'd you have to come out during the year where Baldur's Gate 3, a damn near perfect game, came out? It's impossible to win.
It's not even nominated in 2023. If I'm looking at the right list, it's Baldur's Gate 1, Alan Wake, Legend of Zelda. Oof, that one was also a game that we talked a lot about. Spider-Man 2.
Oh yeah, I don't believe Hi-Fi was even. I had problems with that too. Hi-Fi not even getting the nomination nod because
I've
Super Mario Wonder shouldn't have even gotten nominated.
I've also seen a lot of people complaining recently about Resident Evil 4 like not being fun, the remake.
What?
I've just seen it. I don't know if
You on that grifters?
Is that what it is?
That shit was phenomenal.
It's so much fun. I don't know if they patched it and they.
Can you pull up the list just straight up? Scroll up. Elden Ring Run 2022. Let's see what it went again. Oh, deserved it.
It
Easy.
Takes Two.
It Takes Two.
Aw, Stray. The cat was nominated.
Yeah.
It Takes Two won against Deathloop, Dread, Psychonauts 2. Rift.
Hey, Ratchet and Clank.
That's actually a hard year. Not gonna lie to you. Put that back up. If you haven't played Deathloop is one of the most underappreciated games that I've ever played. If you haven't played Psychonauts 2, I put that in the same game. Psychonauts 2 is fucking phenomenal. Genuinely one of the best platformers that's ever come out. Both of those games are awesome, and I love Village 2. It Takes Two deserves it because it brought, that studio does a great job of couch co-op, and it truly brought back the co-op. Like, I was playing with a friend. I was like, damn, this is truly some couch co-op. Like, he's not with me, but this is truly couch co-op. Yeah. So It Takes Two deserves it. But Deathloop, so fucking phenomenally good. It did not get the shine it deserved when it came. Like, it was so good. The concept being, essentially, you have a day to... So, long story short, you're in this loop, of course, right? Where if you die, you loop to the start of the day. And essentially, you're trying to kill these certain people who are in charge of this area, right? And you're learning more as you loop through. But the big thing is you are supposed to beat everything. You're supposed to beat all the bosses in one day. And you're like, how is this even possible? Well, they're not going to spoil. They just have a lot of different ways of how you can go about certain aspects. And it is such a well-executed, masterfully put together. Like, there's flaws, don't get it twisted, but masterfully put together in the core part of the gameplay. It is one where I'm like, damn. And it's that 60s, 70s, super, like, funk and color. It's super cool. So I have a lot of love for Deathloop. Yeah, so keep on going.
All right, I'm looking up. Okay. So I almost
also Black Leads, which is dope.
I was about to say, I almost downloaded Deathloop, but it was only because I thought it was Disco Elysium because of the vibe.
It is a disco, but not for Elysium.
I have Disco Elysium, but I haven't played it yet.
It looks fun. I saw like an hour of a Let's Play, and I was like, fuck that. I want to make the decisions. I don't want to watch this anymore. 2020, Last of Us Part 2, Animal Crossing, Doom Eternal.
Sekiro Shadows Die. Deserved it. Never mind. Keep it going. Don't even need to look at the other one. 2018.
God of War.
Tough year. That's a tough year. But
and I remember people were gaga for actually both these games, Monster Hunter and
what won in 2017? Is that Breath of the Wild? Oh, that's tough. That's tough. That's a 2017 Nintendo was swinging.
Oh yeah, no. 2017 was a good year for video games.
Fucking Odyssey, Persona 5, Breath of the Wild. Oh yeah, Nintendo. Put the list back real quick. Nintendo was swinging. Ooh, I don't know why PUBG was up there. That shit's a piece of trash. Keep going back.
I agree.
PUBG's garbage.
Yeah.
Next. I don't want to make comments. I want to get and then Witcher Wild Hunt, Mario Maker. Okay,
Bloodborne. The Phantom Pain.
Bloodborne. Ooh, some people must have felt some type of way.
2017 was the one where I couldn't.
Oh, 2017 was tough. All those games were Game of the Year. Any one of those games coming out this year, except PUBG, Game of the Year.
Dragon Age, Bayonetta, Dark Souls 2, Hearthstone, Middle-earth, Shadow, Mordor.
So, yeah, there was a... excited for Game of Years next year. Excited for new games, and just more games coming out always makes me excited. The whiskey's helping me feel excited, but getting new games always make me feel excited. So I'm excited for us to be able to chat about it next time.
Well,
and you know,
I do have all the trailers popped up. Like I said, I found this article. Has everything there.
Can we first start off with, was there any game that was announced, and we'll talk through about them, that really had you like oh shit, that's a thing, or that's coming out? Any one of them really land for you?
So early on, it's not probably my favorite trailer that they showed, but the first one that made me go like, holy shit, was Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah, baby! Now look, I'm about my 2D platformers, and you give me an anime as the trailer? Fuck yes, I'm down!
Not only that, it's like, fucking Ninja Gaiden's back?
That was on the list of on Game Pass that I was like, oh, Ninja Gaiden.
So many fucking old properties are coming back. Yeah, Jojira, there's a new Virtua Fighter coming out.
Ooh, yeah, there's a new Virtua. Oh, hold up, Marcos. Was there anyone added the trailers, or did you look at any of the new games that were coming out?
I'm just surprised, and it's a very good, smart marketing decision. So I hope it's not like made by marketing and not by like we were ready for it. Because I just saw Mortal Kombat fucking fumble the ball by just being like, oh, this is a good business decision. Not a good. The game wasn't ready. I love Mortal Kombat. It is a very beautiful game. The stages are beautiful, but it's also like there wasn't anything to it. Like there wasn't anything there,
and it felt way more pertinent around, especially with the games that were around it that came stacked with, especially Street Fighter. Street Fighter came stacked.
Yeah. But. So taking a step off that, I've been a big Borderlands nerd for the longest time. So the fact that Borderlands 4 was announced, I was like, oh shit, because the last one took so fucking long, and it was underwhelming. But the last one took so fucking long that it was just kind of like, oh, you're gonna make a new game in 2 years? Okay, all right.
Baby gangsta! Yo, what's up?
But yeah, I have the trailers pulled up. You tell me if you want to see it. This one's already been mentioned, I believe. Yeah, by Darth Rabbit. Intergalactic by Naughty Dog.
We'll end off with that one.
We'll end off with that one. All right, we'll skip for now. Okami 2.
I don't think that was a trailer, was it? Was it a trailer or like a...
They showed a trailer, but it's just a Matarasu running. Like, it doesn't show, like, any gameplay.
So, I don't have a nostalgic connection to Okami.
I don't either.
Played it.
Me neither.
But I'm super happy for the people who have been fiending. I'm always happy for sequels.
I do like Okami. I did play it. But I played it, like, pretty late into its lifespan. Like, I didn't play it. It was originally on the Wii, I think. I didn't play it on the Wii. I played one of the re-releases, maybe on PlayStation. But I did like it. I did think it was fun. I just didn't, like... Since I didn't play it, like, at launch, I wasn't one of those that was like, guys... I wasn't one of those truth tellers like, you gotta hear the word of Amaterasu.
So, time out. Two things. A, yes, I'm with you. B, baby gangsta, you read my mind, baby. You read my mind. If Okami's back, where that nigga go, where that nigga Joe? Okay, look. If a Beautiful Joe game got announced, you gonna see a nigga act different. I'm gonna tell you, gonna see me running naked in the streets. Where Beautiful Joe? He's been on a shelf for years. Sorry, I'm how people feel for Okami. I'm that nigga for Beautiful Joe. I'll be like, yeah, Gina Go-Go, baby. I gotta save Sylvia.
I feel like I have that connection with No More Heroes, but the last game was pretty hard for me to play, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
I think my brother is on the same boat with you.
It just was... Just very finicky. I don't think it was made for Xbox. That's just a problem. Witcher 4.
I don't have an attachment to The Witcher 3, but them incels came a swinging.
I have an attachment in that I really, really like The Witcher 3.
Well, that's a good attachment, I guess. If you want to watch the trailer, we can. I don't.
It's like an 8-minute trailer.
It's really long, yeah.
It's a 6 minute and 6 minute and 2 seconds.
You can like play it in the middle when she's actually in the forest fighting the thing.
Are you 17 or older?
Yes.
I'm almost twice that.
So I don't dislike The Witcher. What happened was I played the first bit, said, I don't want to play this on console. And because it felt like a PC game for me. And I was like, also this feels like an investment of my time.
I mean, this looks beautiful, I'm going to be honest.
Well, this is a CG trailer, so like, those are always going to be
true.
I need to go for a strike. That said, them incels said, "Is that a woman? Is that a
woman?"
Yes.
And it's funny because I straight up
are her chromosomes different than mine? I don't like what I smell and what I'm seeing. I was like, "Sir, what are you talking about?" They're like, "No. That's not okay. She's a woman."
I straight up said Ghost of Yotai, like when Mike was here. I was just kind of, because that one I kind of get to a degree. And it's only I get it because Ghost of Tsushima ends very open-ended. And it's like, oh, I want my guy back. I want to continue that story. No, we're moving way past that, 200 years. And I get people being mad about that. But, and I'm not playing The Witcher. Everyone saying that, like, incels got mad, like you said. On the other end of the token, people were like, did you not play The Witcher 3? It literally leads to this. We're just continuing the same story.
Yes.
Like, being mad about this just means you didn't play the last game.
Granted, there are different endings, but they all kind of end the same. They're all kind of just like, Geralt's like, yeah, I'm retiring. Here's my sword.
Ramen Abachi, it's in the books. Like, I understand that it's kind of hard for, like, because that's one of the most iconic characters, I guess, because Sony really hasn't had much besides maybe Kratos. But
the robot.
Besides Kratos,
the Astrobot.
The Astrobot wears costumes from other video games.
Sometimes he's naked. The cover of the game, he's naked.
Is he the new mascot? Is that what you're telling me?
Pretty
He's
much.
kind of been mascotted, but Sony's not Nintendo. They don't know what the fuck to do with their franchises.
We'll
talk about games that I run.
They've gone through so many mascots, dude.
The PS2 niggas are sitting on a shelf somewhere.
The cats, the two cats.
Bro, we'll talk about that. Look. The only way these niggas would be more mad is if they're like, oh, black lead for The Witcher. Yeah, like they, to be honest, look, I don't know the Witcher story. I don't know if it, but there's no good reason why you get mad at just a new protagonist. Motherfucker's been repping 3 games. He'll be alright.
And I hear they're remaking the first one.
So you get to play your.
There's Sweet Tooth. Sweet Tooth, despite the show being good, I don't think he's ever coming back.
Oh, but Samoa Joe's gonna be in the Pirate Yakuza.
See?
But yeah. The Witcher 4 is coming out. Excited for the people who are excited. I'll probably check it out if I have time. And it's a 2026 game. I think that's when they're slating. It's like beyond 2025. So, but I also hope that CG Project Red learned from the last time. And,
right, and they take their sweet fucking time.
And granted, they did or just be honest and say, nah, these consoles ain't made for this shit.
Yeah.
You gotta have that new to play our shit. That's totally fine. That said, they have Cyberpunk in an amazing state, so.
And it shadow dropped a new update like 2 weeks ago.
All right,
I really need to get back into Cyberpunk.
I need to play it again.
I bought it right off the bat.
I still have it.
I need to pick up Phantom Liberty, the DLC.
What's next up on the list? I think it's going in descending order, right?
Yeah.
Backwards.
Elden Ring, Night Rain.
Yes! Let me play as an Elden Lord with my homies. Now, granted, FromSoft and multiplayer, there's...
That's a little chocolate in my peanut butter, sir. I don't know.
that's shit. Hey, yo.
Darth Rabbit was hopping right on it. He probably pulled up the article.
FromSoft, and I mean this in the most politically correct way possible, could punch me in the throat and I'ma still eat their shit. Like I don't care, baby. Give it to me now. Now I'm playing with the homies, 3-player co-op. Fuck you, I'm ready. And they said it's kind of like a roguelike action RPG. They had to cut back on the RPG elements, which I'm an RPG fan, so you know I like more customization. But they said, nah, you speedrunning the shit. You got 40 minutes to not fuck up. I said, yup, I'm ready. So yes, I'm all about it. I love it. Love it.
It looks dope as fuck. Granted, this is the theater trailer, but still.
No, that's in-game, baby. Gameplay. That's all in-engine. I'm ready. Ready to be an Elden Lord again and have my homies suck dick so I can carry them. Next up. And also, this was something that I don't think anyone was expecting, so that's awesome.
Yeah, no.
They hired the mod creator, TJ.
Oh, shit, that's dope.
I'm always for sponsoring mod creators and those who are really.
That's a smart thing to do. If Blizzard had done that, they'd own Dota, but they don't.
Oh, well, I don't know how this article is exactly leveled up because it just gives a random award. Before I get into the next trailer, I thought this was cool. First ever Game Changers Award goes to Amir Savat for work in helping laid off game devs find work.
Let's skip that one before I have a thought on that.
What's your thought on that?
No, a lot of nuances. Happy for that. You know what? Game changer word important. Let's keep going.
Fumeto's next game, codename Project Robot.
Oh, that's the Ico.
Oh, right. The Ico developer.
Yeah.
It was just a CGI trailer. He's doing that abstract shit.
Yeah.
I'm certain it'll be good. Oh, pause. My bad, y'all. I should have said we're supposed to watch it before the show. I don't know if any of y'all did. Secret Level came out.
Oh, yeah.
I've not seen any episodes.
I made it to the Pac-Man one, which they also announced the Pac-Man game.
Which was way different, which I'm assuming is based on the Secret Level episode that I don't want to get spoiled on just yet.
It is Secret Level, pretty good. Okay. They got some names on there. Keanu
Secret
Reeves.
Level was fire. Wow.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves is in the Armored Core episode. They got fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I love it.
And then I realized that it was based off New World, the MMORPG that Amazon made, and I was like, oh yeah, of course you're gonna get fucking Arnold to promote your own game.
Yeah, we are.
This trailer isn't in the article. I don't know how people feel about it. What's up?
Let me get a napkin real quick.
You're getting a napkin? All right. So, JJ, this is me and you. Right. We can talk about it because we're watching Penguin and shit. This has to do with us. Mafia, the old country.
Are bound by blood. This is a family.
I like the Mafia games, but I'm also not scared to admit that I'm one of those weirdos that likes the Mafia games.
I heard a lot of people were mad about the last one, and I've listened to it.
People were mad about the first one.
Oh, really? I just know the last one had like a black protagonist that came back from Vietnam, I believe is the thing.
Yeah. Why does that get people angry? We couldn't go to Vietnam?
Well, I don't... There probably were people mad about that. The complaints I heard for Mafia 3 was that after you've played 4 hours of the game, you've pretty much played the whole game.
Never played a Mafia game, so.
Problem is, the game keeps going for 10 more hours after that. So, like, it's just a very repetitive loop that they
This was just like...
dragged out.
I listen to this when I start warming up at the gym sometimes, just because the song is dope and it's Ice Cube. But yeah, I don't know why people were mad about it. I've never played a Mafia game either, so.
2 is probably their best one in terms of gameplay and pacing. 1 is very, very rough. The the remaster that they released like last year or 2 years ago, solid. So if you're curious about it, it also
I will say the chat seems to agree with you. Mafia 3 was dope, but damn, was it repetitive.
Yeah. 2, I think, is their best, like, in terms of both pacing and gameplay. Like, it's just a very solid, but they all are kind of missing that extra little, like, oomph. Yeah, to bump them up to, like, a 10 out of 10. They're kind of sitting at, like, a very solid 8. 1, the original version of 1 is probably closer to, like, a 7. 3, if it was 5 hours long, it'd be a 10 out of 10 game.
When are they going to turn Tokyo
I think some people are afraid to make a short game.
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
Hades is a short game. You can pass it in 2 hours.
No.
You can.
Short.
You can make it to the surface.
Which is passing it.
You can make... No.
No one that's really played Hades would say that.
I will say, on the note of Doggy bringing up Tokyo Godfathers, this will be the first year I watch it.
Oh, you've never seen it?
I've never seen it, but because TikTok is studying me, they're like, "Oh, you should watch this movie for Christmas." So it'll be the first
Christmas movie. I'm gonna watch it this year for Christmas.
Yeah. To go back to video,
and Endless Waltz, also a Christmas movie.
I'm gonna watch that in Sonic.
what is it? The 25th?
What?
Christmas? Yeah, I'm probably
same as me, same as Jesus.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have some
joke. I saw you.
Probably gonna have some gummies and then enjoy it. But next game,
brownie.
This is true. Dispatch.
Baby, you needed some. Hold up. Someone wish for the garden fairy. I got you.
Dispatch is next.
You'll get high.
I don't know.
Dispatch looks pretty fucking cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, we can play the full trailer for this. This did win me.
The art style is dope already.
And they got a bunch of YouTubers to do the voice.
This is a Telltale, right? Or is it not Telltale style?
Telltale doesn't exist anymore, so
Telltale
it can't be.
style, but it's not. Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Yep.
They got brand name Twinkies.
They got my boy Moist in this.
Damn, that's cool. This is for the Xbox. I'm playing it.
I think it's gonna
You're
be
Mega Man. You're dead, I thought.
consoles eventually.
Oh, so it's for the PC?
I think it's initial launches on PC. I could be wrong though. It might be going multi-plat straight.
You have a lot left to give. I would like to make you an offer.
This is SDN. How can we help you?
You want me to sit in an office and dispatch heroes?
In exchange, we can make you Mecha Man again. Washed up dad bod superhero with no superpowers. Can't wait.
Whenever there's a crisis in the area, we get a call, and guess who answers?
Me.
Too easy.
Oh, you shouldn't have done that.
Ooh.
What are you doing in Vizigal? Is that your car?
I don't have a car.
That's gonna be a weird insurance claim.
The way things are going, I cut the...
It's only on Steam.
All of you in this room have set
Kralak, what are you doing here?
With your bullshit.
You're right at home behind that desk because you're no hero. You're a nerd playing a video game in a suit your daddy built.
Yes! My suit! Please hit me.
You gonna eat those Twinks?
That's not what they're... You know what? Help yourself.
Super stoked for that one.
That's cool.
What's your name, little guy? My name's Beep and I'm naked. Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm super in on this. But I love Telltale games for the most part. Like, I think the only ones that I don't give a fuck about are Batman and Game of Thrones.
Did they have a Game of Thrones?
They have a Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I didn't give a fuck about that. Just because it was a side story.
Yeah.
And Game of Thrones is already complex enough to make a story based on characters that don't matter to the plot in Game of Thrones. I was like, nah, I'm out.
Yeah, they really don't. But the Batman one is solid. It's one of their better ones. I don't know.
I love Tales of the How dare you? House Forrester sucks. I don't even know where they are, bro. And I am a Game of Thrones nerd. I love Tales of the Borderlands. That's one of my favorite games that I've ever played. But let's see what else we got. Because if you can see by our mouse over here, there's still a lot coming. Split Fiction is next.
Oh yeah,
that's the studio that did.
It Takes Two.
Damn, baby, cut me off next time. I'm sorry. So I'm out here talking over you like I know something.
It's name of the studio is Hazelight.
Motherfucker comes out and he's like, "This shit's gonna fucking rule, bro." Like that's how it sounds. Like that's the dev. And I'm like, man, I'm gonna buy his game.
He's a man of the people. I love him.
I like that.
Even though he
came in a Hawaii shirt, like motherfucker was not ready at the same time.
Looking like Ichiban.
Are you all thinking For Loco last show? I guess we have to. I guess, huh?
Let me tell you this.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to For Loco on every last show.
You play as Mio and Zoe, two aspiring writers that hope to get published by a new tech company that can simulate.
I like he's still using that 2-player gimmick though. Like it's a good.
We don't
gimmick.
have to play this one all, but
it's a good gimmick, and all his games are very consumer friendly in that you only need to buy the one copy.
Yes, and that's always been a really, really cool thing.
They find out that their stories are about to get.
All right.
He's super gamer friendly. He's just an overall like for the gamer type of person, and I feel like the people support him back. Hazelight's a well trusted, well produced guy, and he keeps on supporting co-op gameplay. And I'll always buy his games, fully support until he gives me a reason otherwise.
I feel like I can skip some of these. The Last of Us Part 2 coming to PC. I don't know if that.
No, you don't need to show it. Next,
Outer Worlds 2.
Outer Worlds 2. Outer Worlds 2. Super, super excited for the people who are into it. I played a bit of the first one. I just needed to play more of it.
I didn't super love the first one. It is a good game. Don't get me wrong.
No, I mean, I gave you the eyes like I care, but I don't.
But yeah, like I just.
It does look like Fallout.
But I mean, I'm hoping that this is like, sometimes I think we're still in a world where sequels are better than the first. And so I'm definitely down to give this one a shot.
This one will probably be...
Underworlds is underrated, according to Juke the Ronin.
Worlds, I mean, yeah.
Outer Wilds is underrated. Outer Worlds...
For me, all the satire in the world in of itself was a little too on the nose for me. Whereas with Fallout, it's a little... It's also very on the nose, but it's not as much. Like, it's not super blatant, like the way Outer Worlds is. But no, it's still a good game. I just couldn't really jive with it.
Okay. Side note here, I heard Mufasa was actually good.
The movie?
Upsetting. Yeah.
Damn.
Which is upsetting. It's like
I didn't even know I left the screen up like that. Final Fantasy VII, am I okay to skip that?
Yeah.
Okay. Final Fantasy 16?
Oh, Final Fantasy 16 in Tekken. We can skip it.
Yeah.
But if you haven't played Final Fantasy 16, Clive's dope. So people were pissy because Tifa wasn't the pick.
Slaughter saying you heard wrong. It's not. I think about Mufasa being good.
Mufasa's good. I'm not watching it, but I heard it was good. Next.
It'll be on Disney Plus in a month.
Oh, the Grim Reaper got to come get his tax right quick. Y'all motherfuckers skipped out on it. You don't think I forgot. That's just more expensive. Hits my Capital One. Capital One calling saying, "Nigga, is this you? Who's this?" Yeah. We gonna have to.
I use JJ's. I'll still pay you. Like, what is it? $20?
Yeah, sure.
2 drinks. Got it. All right.
I didn't say that. I got my drinks now. I said I need bill money. You need to use JJ. JJ, you're not on mine? Sir, let's consolidate, baby. I still need my money.
It's my money, and you need it now. Well, this one's for me.
JJ Wentworth.
I legit saved this because Key's the one that ruined it and was like, hey, bro, Borderlands 4, the trailer came out. Have not seen it.
Oh, so this is your first?
This is my first. I do purposely save certain things for the show. Even like for the sports show, didn't look up too much about Travis Hunter. So I could let you guys go out crazy and I would learn as we were going. But when it comes to Borderlands 4, or let me take a step back and talk about Borderlands 3. I like the idea of YouTubers being bad guys for that video game. Didn't like anything else about that game.
I think the game, like, so if you go back and play Borderlands 2 after playing 3, you realize a lot of the progress they made. I've done that recently. I'm a huge, maybe I don't say it enough. I'm a huge Borderlands fan. I'm with you. The biggest thing about Borderlands is the writing, and the writing in 3 wasn't the best.
I don't feel like the bad guys get their comeuppance in that.
I mean, it's not even that. They made a big center plot about a character I could give I not even give a fuck less about. I don't like Ava one bit in that game. I think Ava's terrible.
Yeah.
Terribly written. The way they do Lilith in that game is not great. Like, ugh. Have a lot of problems with that. That said, I'm still a Borderlands fan. Gameplay was good. And I've heard through the inner machinations, the writer and the producer on 4 is being very picky about how he's approaching 4. So it gives me a lot of hope for what they've got going on.
So if I can play a little insider golf, because this is the one time I can. What's his name? Bad G said if we ever go to Dallas again, we can hang out with the dude that came up with Zero.
Ooh.
I thought I was like really interested too, honestly. He said they all hang out in the same place and then they would go to the same museum all the fucking time, which we had a lot of fun in that museum. And he was like, yeah, bro, like he's so cool and so reserved. And he's the dude that came up with Zero for Borderlands 2.
I'd love to just hear what his thought process was and just how working on a game like that is so dope.
Borderlands 2 is like the coolest amount of characters. Like when we got a Borderlands movie, I was really excited that I was like, all right, fine. This will be a steamroll piece. And if we get to Borderlands 2 with Jack being the bad guy, it'll be perfect. Unfortunately, part 1 is so bad that
because for some reason
it's Super Mario bad.
Don't disrespect Super Mario like that. It is bad. It's one of the
animated not the animated one.
I know what you're talking about. Don't. Yes. Yeah, I know what you meant the first time. Don't worry. No. Borderlands bad. That said, play this trailer. I want you to experience it. Let's dive in.
Ooh. Are they finally doing what they never got to? Since Borderlands 2?
I don't know what they're doing. They haven't given us a lot of info.
Okay, it looks a lot better. They're not doing what I thought they were doing. Or maybe they are yeah, maybe. Oh, that is a good setup. Okay. Sorry, as a Borderlands nerd, so when I was talking to Key about it, I was like, I needed to see something new because they've just been trying to like redo the old mechanics, like Dr. Pepper Cherry, and I'm like, Dr. Pepper is already one of the 23 flavors. You're not doing anything new at this point, and that's based on like the pre-sequel and 4.
3.
Sorry, 3. So when I look at this and I'm like, okay, there's 3 new classes. Like I can clearly see, like maybe that guy's the Gunzerker from 2. There wasn't a Gunzerker in 3. Even in 3, the player that I straight jumped to was the robot that had animal companions. I considered him a druid, basically.
I forgot who I played in 3.
The other ones were pretty much right off the bat. There was a commando, which also had a fucking turret, and
I probably played that.
And so there was a robot,
always a siren,
and always a siren. Yeah. And so seeing like at least the builds, there's no commando. They might have a Gunzerker. I'm like, okay, cool. And then being in the middle of a war, instead of just expanding on vaults again, I'm probably 4 at least so far. That's the commando from 3. Oh, Claptrap's still alive. Oh, they put some of these mechanics in. Okay.
So
everyone has to have.
I will note. Oh no, you still got a bit to end off on.
Oh shit! All right, there's actually 30 seconds left, but go on.
Yeah, you can close out, and I'll dive into what I think.
This is the part that actually kind of creeps me out a little bit. That I'm like, I don't know. They could make another singular bad guy that's as cool as Jack.
I'm fine with it. Trailer. I mean, it looks Borderlands. It's gonna play like Borderlands. It's gonna be hard to fuck up. Like, I mean, Borderlands 3 even being what it was, that still wasn't a bad game to me. It was just not as good as the other ones, right?
It is something where like 2 felt like such a 10 out of 10 that when you go down to like an 8, it feels like a bigger drop
than it is. Yeah, like if you go back and when I went back to play Borderlands 3 and I went back to play Borderlands 2, I was like, I think I didn't give Borderlands 3 enough love than I did. A lot of quality of life shit they did was nice. I love what I'm seeing in the trailer. Randy did come out and said 2 things I can tell you about. Number 1, he said they focus a lot on movement in this one, which I'm all for. Movement in Borderlands is always something I'm game for. 2, he said there's not any loading, which is a thing that a lot of games already do. But there's
not any loading.
No loading screens. Everything you see, you can get to in one fluid movement.
Ooh, okay.
Which is a nice touch for Borderlands. Small thing that you think of for a lot of other games, but Borderlands. And he's like, hey, and someone did say, hey, even that moon in the background, that'd be crazy. We can go to. He's like, everything you see, you can go to. So that's a lofty thing, but we'll see how it pans out. Cautiously optimistic, but
I love for Tiny Tina Wonderlands. I just haven't played it.
Oh, it's actually great. It's actually really good. There we go. Thank you. Tiny Tina's Wonderland. Oh, it was kind of got pushed under the radar. I didn't play it until later. Oh, they did a good job. They did a good job with that one. The gameplay in that one felt good.
Yeah. No, I wanted to play it. It's just a matter of I got caught up in other things, mostly Baldur's Gate, college football.
It's an oldie. It's on Game Pass. I believe it's on Game Pass. If
it's not on Game Pass.
Super cheap.
Yeah, no, it's not expensive. I actually, even at a certain point in the summer, was even replaying Borderlands 2.
You know what's crazy? They still drop vault codes for Borderlands 2.
Really?
Yeah. It's crazy.
Well, from shooters, we go to fighters. Virtual Fighter. And yes, I'm going to play this trailer. That is a badass intro to a fighting game. Oh, it's a bird.
I was like, bird sitting.
It's only a minute and a half, so I'm surprised it's just background for the most part. It's just a character coming into frame, isn't it? Oh, nope. Where do you stand on Virtual Fighter? Because I've heard a lot of people say it's one of the weirdest, hardest game to play because it's a 2-button fighter.
Question mark.
David Carradine. Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. Wish I'd got to it a little bit sooner, but still.
Wait, it's not done.
Oh, it's just gameplay at this point.
Yeah. So part of me thinks I've played a Virtual Fighter. Couldn't tell you. It's actually one that I don't have a lot of investment in. That said, you know me in fighting. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna give it a shot. Again, I'm gonna have to. I want to support. I want to let them know that hey, I'm happy that people are happy and that it's back.
I really dug Virtua Fighter 4. Because it was one of the first PlayStation 2 games that I got. I don't remember how I ended up with it. I think I loaned another game to like a friend, and we did like the swap. And he lost whatever game I lent him, so I ended up just keeping Virtua Fighter. But it was fun. It is more complex than like your standard like Street Fighter type of game.
Bad G, you got to fight Bad G and Dog It after this podcast.
Yeah, Virtua Fighter there was no fucking fireball in Virtua Fighter. Like I couldn't quarter circle forward to do any special move.
So I didn't know any of the controls, but because I played Dead or Alive, it was kind of easy for me to transition. But I have no idea if I'm good because Edward straight up was like, "I'm bad at Virtual Fighter. I don't do 2 buttons," and I was like, "Okay, cool."
It was more than 2 buttons.
I thought it was only 2 buttons for most of its life.
I mean, maybe in the arcades.
Oh, okay.
4 had more than 2 buttons.
I never played 4. I think I played 2.
Yeah. 2 probably.
Sonic Racing Crosswords Worlds. Can I skip this, or you all want to see this 30 seconds?
Oh no,
it's just Shadow getting into the car.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
I'm cool for Sonic Racing.
Yeah.
Sega to fight with Mario Kart.
And then I'm not skipping this one. It's Turok.
You can skip it for me.
Turok is back.
I haven't played the original Turok though, or Turok 64.
Look, time out. Pause it for a second. Y'all motherfuckers really want to act brand new. All right, look, it don't matter the fighting game. I could pick a Virtual Fighter tomorrow and I'll be better than most people. Relax. Beat anybody who steps up to me, the king, the god. Next.
Ninja Gaiden.
Oh, no, sorry. You could finish Turok.
Oh, no. That was it.
Oh.
My wife will make us chicken. Are you high right now, Batchy?
Nah, he's smart. He knows how to get me.
Thick as Thieves. Care about that one?
Actually, it was a pretty cool trailer.
Yeah.
It was a pretty cool game. Interested.
It's the same director. Yeah, War Inspector. He was the lead director for the original Deus Ex.
And knows a night on the town.
I'm all for multiplayer co-op games.
It's an interesting concept. I like.
You're not the only one.
Reminds me of Thief Academy or some game that I played like that. It's mostly just that it has a VR aspect to it.
Tuning I am now.
Alright, that looks dope. That's awesome. Alright, I will play
Just
this.
stay nice and quiet. But keep your wits about you.
Huh?
You never know what's around the corner.
Pause it. It's like, is there a second trailer?
Yeah, I think the Virtua Fighter trailer is still playing in the background.
No. I don't think it
What
is.
was that?
Yeah, there was Virtua Fighter noises.
Oh, it is still playing in the background. I don't know why it is.
Oh, Patchy, you don't have to ask. You can always hang out before.
I need a giant robot game. You mean like Mech Warrior? And that was a game that I almost downloaded, and then I was like,
Isn't Armored Core that?
yeah, Armored Core.
Mecha Break is coming out pretty soon, I think.
I was in beta. And wait, you said I heard Ninja Gaiden. Is Ninja Gaiden there?
Ninja Gaiden is there.
Yeah, let's play it. Yeah. That's that good shit.
Titanfall 3 confirmed. Alright, this looks dope.
Yeah, it gets better.
Shit. Okay, this is a game I would play the shit out of.
Yeah. I'm ready. Body's ready. Yo, Marcos, you gotta show us the rest of the trailer here. Yeah.
Ragebound? That's a badass.
They did a good job on the trailer.
They did.
They said, fuck it. We don't need words. Put a guitar in there. These simpletons love it.
Shut the fuck up and take my money. Yeah, 100%.
Well, that's everything to do with the Game Awards, and so
well, let me see if there's anything else left.
Why not?
Yeah, I don't care about Sifu.
Oh shit, my bad.
They're
Intergalactic.
making a soccer game.
Dave the Diver.
Dave the Diver goes to the jungle now.
Yeah.
All right, so Intergalactic will be the last trailer we play.
That weird Pac-Man game, I think.
There's a Power World game too.
A DLC.
Yeah, Intergalactic. Intergalactic look like something from Secret Level. Like the CG is so good.
Solara or Solara 2, something like that.
I'm learning more and more. I'm a giant sci-fi nerd.
I believe they said this is in Asian. In engine.
Oh.
And it looks like it.
It's a Porsche.
Ooh. Okay. Show me 80s anime in the middle of a trailer. That's dope. time I see an eye patch, I get Snake vibes. I should wear cool cyberpunk jackets like that. Is that a woman? How dare they? I don't think this video game got that complaint.
It did.
It did.
Oh, my bad. Whoa.
Yes. I look forward to killing Camille on Johnny.
See, it's funny to me because I still see Camille as Prismo in Adventure Time, and I'm like, I don't want to kill that guy. He's my friend. He grants wishes.
What if my wish is to kill him?
Okay, all right. One thing I have to like make fun of is like
the Porsche.
Yes. They didn't need to fucking like I forgot advertise a fucking car in
Fuck
the.
You mean? Yeah, they did for that cash. Sony ain't afraid of it. Don't act like you give a shit about half those games.
I was about to say when you start with Crash Bandicoot. All right, I'm in. Porsche exists in space.
So, I think this rewatch did more favors for me than the first watch through.
Yeah.
You weren't a fan of it the first time?
I didn't say that. I just think this one was a little bit...
Notice more stuff.
You just notice more stuff. Be a little more appreciative of some things.
Also, keep in mind, I had to drive here to... in the middle of the show.
I need...
you covered this yesterday on your other podcast.
That episode ain't up yet.
I need... I'm cautiously optimistic. Not because I don't trust Naughty Dog, because in this type of game, in my sci-fi games and all that kind of thing, which I'm also a fan of, gameplay is going to be what's important for me.
Oh, 100%.
And I don't lean into Last of Us.
And they didn't show any. They didn't show a lot of gameplay.
And granted, you know, they have, and I think Uncharted gameplay is pretty good. I think all of their gameplay from the most recent series have been pretty good, but I haven't said like knock out of the park.
I picked up and put down Uncharted 1 pretty fast just because of the gameplay.
2 is
stellar, but yeah. So I'm just gonna cautiously optimistic.
Well, we'll see what happens. I'm down for I saw so many great games today. I'm hyped for next year. I didn't play many new games this year, if any. Well, college. That's about it. But so Metaphor is your game of the year this year?
Metaphor is a clean-cut super game of the year for me this year.
JJ?
I probably was betting on Metaphor. I didn't play any of the nominees. Being jobless will do that to a man.
Hey man, you can say Helldivers. I know you played that.
It wasn't nominated for Game of the Year.
No, your game of the year. It doesn't matter. Like I know you haven't been on any of the movie shows, but like I think 10 years ago I gave movie of the year to Goon because it was my favorite movie that year.
I mean, I don't even think that I would give it to Helldivers.
Marvel Rivals
That barely came out. I don't think that counts.
barely came out. It's still 2024.
Right, and
everything that folds in December, I think, goes to next year.
Yeah, by your logic, I could go pick up Astrobot tonight and play.
And yeah, I saw the news. It's like they're like a 10% shareholder of not FromSoft, from Kadokawa, the whole organization.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see how that pans out. I'm glad they don't own FromSoft, but Sony dipping its toes in anything is really stupid. And they only did the 10%, so they don't have to deal with all of the loopholes.
Game of the year goes to Marvel Snap.
Marvel Snap is great.
Marvel Snap is a lot of fun. Actually, probably the game that I did play that was pretty new was Space Marine.
Space Marine. Wow. I didn't even know you played that.
Yeah, I got it on PC. I played
Pokemon Pocket.
So I played that one and Bolt Gun. But Bolt Gun came out 2 years ago, I want to say. Bolt Gun is a Doom clone, like classic Doom clone.
Well, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, it's the anime part of the show.
Hello. Hey, it's a holiday season filled with cheer, glee. We got New Year's around the corner. And, I know that some people out there are doing some last-minute gift shopping. And why not give your significant other the lovely, luscious look of some good old Manscaped.com. I know Manscaped is such a fantastic product. You know, they're an amazing sponsor for us, an amazing sponsor for a lot of other individuals, but we love their products through and through. Now, you can get your family something like this Chairman Pro, which will have them looking spiffy. But if you don't feel like leaning into the Chairman Pro, you have so many other options on Manscaped's website. So if you go over to Manscaped.com and you look at what they have here, they have quite a few options you can click through, such as the Ultra Smooth package, the Beard Hedger Pro Kit, the Chairman Pro package, alongside the Performance Package 5.0. The Performance Package 5.0 is going to get you everything. When I say everything, I mean everything. And when that comes with the Lawnmower 5.0, the Weed Whacker 2.0, the Crop Smoother Ball Shaver After Lotion, the Crop Preserver Anti-Chafe Ball, and the Magic Mat disposable shaving mats, alongside them boxes that are oh so breathable and oh so light. And they always sprinkle in some deals here and there. But you know what's going to give you an amazing deal this holiday season? That's right, using coupon code MAX20. That's coupon code MAX20 on Manscaped. That's going to make sure that you guys get 20% off and free shipping. That's right, I said 20% off free shipping if you use coupon code MAX20. Now, don't just use it on the Performance Package 5.0 Ultra. Just make sure that you guys go around. And even if you have something that's a bit more for the ladies out there, we have options for your head, your body. We also have apparel and accessories. If you're thinking about a toiletry bag like the Shed 2.0, if you're thinking about something like them boxes that I had mentioned, hey, boxes are for boys and girls, and so you can get it for anybody you love. That's using coupon code MAX20. That's 20% off and free shipping. And maybe you're thinking about, if you don't celebrate Christmas, that's totally fine. Just holiday times. Get somebody to make sure they're fresh and clean for the new year. You have so many options for what you want to get this for somebody for. But ultimately, it's just to make sure that they are equipped to look clean, fresh as we go into a new year. 'Tis the season to not be so sweaty. 'Tis the season to not be so unkept. We want to be clean as possible. So again, coupon code MAX20. Use it across the website. It'll help you out. It'll help us out. And it'll make sure that not only will your loved ones love you, not only will you love yourself, but the most important not necessarily people, the most important aspect about it is your balls, not mine, your balls will thank you. Coupon code MAX20, 20% off free shipping. We love you. We love Manscaped. Thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you, Manscaped, for the support. Make sure you guys do what you can.
Hey, guys, and we're back. So, I almost wanted to primarily focus. I mean, you tell me how we run this anime part. Do you want to talk about the sides or go straight to the main course and then see what we have room for afterwards?
I mean, I don't think the main course will take too long, so let's do some sides first.
All right. Well, main side number one. This is something that you brought up, and I know JJ's been watching it. He's been enjoying it Saturday mornings as like he's basically a teenage kid again. Ranma.
They've done a fantastic job with that adaptation.
They have.
It's bubbly. It's coming close. It's bubbly. It's cute. It doesn't stray away from the '90s humor. It is very pure.
Yeah, and for me, this is something that'll only apply to me and like people that grew up like me on the border, watching Ranma from Mexico. I'm not 100% sure if they got the original voice cast back, but Akane sounds like Akane. Like there is no mistaking that voice. That is 100% Akane. And if it's not, that is a dead-on impression. But it sounds like the old cast. And it's very, it's tickling that member berry for me. Like, it's like, oh man, I remember loving this, watching this right before Dragon Ball started. So it's been really cool seeing it and following these characters again.
I, as someone who's new to Ranma, didn't watch it growing up, so brand new to this experience. It is scratching all of my 90s joy, and what I mean by that is, again, it hits the beats right, it's beautiful, it is...
we kind of high-key recommended this anime to Sam, just based on A, 90s humor, and then B, just like... Because he thought all animes was like Dragon Ball, for the most part. Like, oh, it's powers and people yelling. And I'm like, no, bro, this is just like a family chilling, going through weird issues.
Yeah. Ranma was a fucking scandal, or scoundrel, throughout all of China. And it all comes back to bite him in the ass when he's in Japan. So I'm looking forward to so many more characters showing up, and I hope they do.
I'm looking forward to just all of the beats and again introducing myself to an experience that I feel so heartwarming to.
I mean, I had to wait 10 weeks? 10 weeks for my girl, for Best Girl Shampoo to finally make an appearance.
I have an anime-related question. What do y'all think?
Well, actually, hold up. Let's answer these in order. Would y'all rather people walk in on you watching Stepsis, porn, or Don Don? And it depends on the episode of Don Don.
I was about to say, if you're watching porn, Don Don is the steak, just so you guys know. But if you're watching porn, I don't think they ever usually say that Stepsis once the porn part happens.
Also, I can explain.
Every once in a while,
I can explain porn more.
Porn is easier to explain.
I have an anime-related question. What do y'all think about Daft Punk using AI to upscale and re-release Interstellar? Interstellar 5555. A lot of companies use AI upscaling, so I don't think it's something that bugs me too much personally.
I would need to study what AI upscaling means, kind of thing.
So,
like, did they tweak the sound? Did they?
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too, because AI upscaling is a very blanket term. It can mean many things, especially when it's something music related. But for an example of AI upscaling,
the animation looked like ass, but the music was banging. I don't know what that means. So did they use AI to make music videos?
No, Interstellar was an animated have you heard Daft Punk say Interstellar 5555?
I don't know their albums. I know their singles. That's why.
It's the whole anime soundtrack that they did. It was a very
okay.
It's one more time. One more time. But for an example of AI upscaling going wrong, very very wrong, the Grand Theft Auto Definitive Edition, that was primarily AI upscaling because it was 3 games that they had to remaster and rebuild from the ground up. So they just didn't have enough time. But it's better now. So it's not all bad. If they give this the time and care it needs, then yeah, it should be all right. My biggest issue would be if someone else, not Daft Punk, was doing this. But if they're involved in it, I don't see a problem with it.
I'm also, I guess AI upscaling is like, hey, they've already had artists come in and do the work like originally, so it's just like, hey, we're just gonna re-release it and hopefully make it look better. I guess I'm a little more in that weird middle ground camp. It's not gonna bug me.
I just would need to know. Also, I mean, I'm not the biggest. I know Sam is huge into Daft Punk. One of them was either losing their hearing or their voice, wasn't it? Kind of thing. So,
I think.
Yeah, which would mean like, yeah, of course you can't really do much at this point to actually do it manually, I guess. So, a comparison that I've made, and this is something that came out in our Patreon exclusive, not in real life. Randy Travis is losing his voice due to Alzheimer's, I believe, the country singer. So they used AI to write a new song for him using his vocal range and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool. I'm not a pro AI person most of the time, as you will see if you ever. I don't even know that Patreon episode is available.
Released.
Yeah, no. But in general, it does have interesting qualities, and if it helps the disabled, which is, I mean, Randy Travis, who's losing his voice, and Daft Punk, who's losing their hearing, that might be the exception to when I'm for it. But I don't know enough about it. I don't know enough about sound production or anything like that. So it is what it is.
If anything, I think it's probably to upscale the art, because it was Interstellar 555 came out like in that weird age.
It came out in Toonami age, yeah.
It was in that weird transition to HD period where like HD TVs weren't super common or commercially available just yet.
Mm-hmm.
So no one was making HD content. So yeah, you would have to upscale it to re-release it. Otherwise it's going to look like ass. Or it's going to have bars and the children will complain. I'm children. I'll complain.
Well, to leave the topics behind, so we're going to go to the next one that I know JJ has watched, and I don't know if he ever got around to watching this third anime before we get to the main topic, which is Dragon Ball Daima.
Oh yeah, Daima.
So I've been hearing mixed things. I haven't got around to starting it. I've been hooked on one and showcasing other anime. But when it comes to Dragon Ball Daima, I've been hearing people just kind of be mad about the hijinks of it, kind of deal.
I like the hijinks.
If you like Dragon Ball,
yeah,
you'll enjoy Daima to a certain extent.
I feel like most people skip Dragon Ball,
yes.
though.
Yeah.
So they expected,
thing, especially in the U.S.
So Dragon Ball is adventure akin to Dragon Ball. It has a little more action steps to it, but it is definitely adventure driven, and they're taking their time. Now, granted, I think the other slice towards Daima is the dub has not come out yet.
Yeah, that's another thing.
So that's another slower point to it. It's not simulcast, which excludes quite a few Dragon Ball fans. And you know how I am about dub and sub, so it's just an interesting thing. But Dragon Ball is one of my exceptions. That said, I've been loving Daima. It's been just a nice, again, heartwarming, very chill. Like, I have no expectations with it. And at the end of the day, I honestly don't care how I feel. Like, even if I didn't like it, I wouldn't care how I feel because it's Akira Toriyama's swan song.
Yeah.
I'm going to let him rock with what he felt like Dragon Ball should be. And so even if you don't love it, this is really what he wanted Dragon Ball to be.
Well, so
not to say you have to give an artist a pass, but I'm just saying, like,
people did it for Miyazaki to a degree. Like a lot of people didn't like Boy and the Bird.
Well, he's still around.
I understand, but that was supposedly his swan song. I understand it's not, and he's already working on other movies.
Yeah, no, he only gets angrier and more and more powerful.
But to go back to Daima, I have a love-hate relationship with Dragon Ball to a degree, and it's just because a lot of people stop at Dragon Ball. Like Sam stops at Dragon Ball. He's like, if this is what anime is, I'm not interested in. And there's people that are fans of anime that are like, I'm not checking out something new because it's not like Dragon Ball. And I get both perspectives to a degree. But on top of that, it comes to like Dragon Ball, from Dragon Ball to all the way to where we got today. It has terrible writing for the most part. But it's all because Akira Toriyama was like, I'm a comedy writer at heart. I wasn't meant to write all these very powerful stories. I wanted to write funny looking characters and a lot of jaw dropping gags. Like that's his favorite gag in all of anime.
I will argue on the writing piece.
Yeah.
I used to feel a lot stronger towards the writing than I did. But again, the manga Toriyama's writing is very different.
Isn't the manga written by somebody else though?
No. The manga of
drawn.
Okay. No. Up until Super is a little more mixed. I think Toriyama Tortaro had more control over Super. But if I'm just talking strictly from Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball to quote unquote what Z covered, which is still Dragon Ball manga. Manga Toriyama, who was writing, was very different than what the anime portrayed.
Okay.
Very different timing wise. His panel works, but like a lot of steps were taken. Liberties were taken in especially the Dragon Ball that a lot of people watched, Dragon Ball Z, which a lot of people watched, which was the American dub. Which, shit doesn't sound
into different issues.
Very different.
I'm mostly basing it actually on Super. Where
Super's a gray area because it's not completely Toriyama.
Because Toriyama was rushing things that became the show, and then certain things in the manga where you said they took over actually make more sense.
Well, Super's interesting because again, Tortaro is the manga writer. Toriyama has influence on Super. Not to give him a pass for Super because he does have influence on it. Just saying that one's a little more complex of a nuanced kind of thing. The manga of Super is better than the anime of Super.
That's what 100%. Well,
some beats. That said, I think the other problem with Super is that they retreaded a lot of steps. All that said, going back to Daima's just a good time. It's a
and it's 100% like something that I'll get into at a certain point, but I am also getting it from the perspective that it's like I'm expecting comedy, not Goku versus Frieza.
No, that's not what he wanted to write. That's not
exactly 100%. But I'm excited about it. It's just a matter of that's one of the things that I'm just kind of putting off because it's an apple pie you'll never eat again. It's my grandma's tortilla that it's like once I eat it, there's nothing left.
And I don't blame anyone for taking their time with it.
The last one that I think only you watched, and I remember at a certain point when we started the show, you were like, damn, this is my favorite anime that's coming out right now, and JJ agreed with you. And then you were like, dude, I can't believe this is what's going on. And I don't know what year or what time frame it came out, but you were talking about Bleach being your favorite at that point in time.
I probably gave it some good accolades. I'm going to have to think. You had me sitting here looking like, damn, did I give Bleach the best of whatever season?
It was the last arc that, I don't know what the time...
Blood War.
Yeah, but they've had 3 cores, and we're on the 3rd one now. So I don't know if the first season came out during season.
It was the first season.
That was like, yeah. So it's been phenomenal still. Beats are still hitting. Animation's still good. They're getting to the even more crazy parts. They're doing a good job. I'm so happy that Bleach is able to get the closeout it deserves. And they're giving it the love it properly deserves.
Any opinion on Bleach, JJ?
Nah.
It's fine. It's anime is a very hefty plate. We didn't even watch anything new outside of these 4, maybe?
To be honest, a part of the blame kind of falls on Hulu.
Badgie is saying one of his friends is voicing one of the characters in DB Daima.
Oh, that's dope. But yeah, part of the blame, ultimately it's on me for not keeping up with it, but because I did like the first core of 1,000 Year Blood War. I liked it a lot, but Hulu does not tell me when the fuck the new ones come out. So here we are on the 3rd one, and I'm like, oh shit. there's 2 whole seasons of Bleach that I'm missing.
If any consolation, Hulu for me defaults to the Spanish subs, so I think it's trying to market to you. I think our Hulus are mixed up.
Well, before we get into this steak, I found something funny because it was another podcast like ours. We were first. Just kind of digesting and arguing about the top 50 anime that was released by Screen Rant. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pan down. And I would like you to raise...
I'm not going to pay attention to Screen Rant, man. All right, but go ahead. I'm gonna.
All right, in general, like, this was made to argue or say, if you see an anime that you're like, bro, I can't believe that was 50 and not 20, or I can't believe that was 20 and not 50, whatever it may be, just raise your hand and we'll talk about it. It starts at 50 with Summertime Rendering, which I've never heard of, honestly.
It's fantastic, but I haven't finished it, so...
Okay. 49, My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu.
I mean, I'll have more perspective as we get to more.
Gintama.
Gintama.
Code Geass.
Geass, yeah.
I know you did that one on purpose.
I just think it's funny how
Haikyuu.
Haikyuu. So this is one that I've never watched 1 second of, but I ended up watching a digestion of it kind of thing, and it was a character that was bald or something, but that's not important. The part that's important is that, like, he talks about, like, basically, I'm Mr. Average, so I have to work harder than everybody, and it was like a sweet panel that I saw, and I was like, damn, didn't expect that from just a random volleyball anime, honestly.
Again, I'm gonna have more opinions when I see what's above this.
Assume
okay. Keep it going.
Oh, Attack on Titan, number 44.
Keep it going.
Wow.
Keep it going. We'll talk every 10.
Violet Evergarden.
That was good.
Melancholy.
The Melancholy Heart.
Fist of the North Star, 41.
US job.
I mean, the theme song's dope as fuck.
Death Note.
I have to see what's in that top 40. Because, I mean, let me start there. Haikyuu's fantastic. Very, very good. Very, very heartwarming. Just a good sports anime all around. I'm surprised about Attack on Titan. And I don't even feel strongly about her. This isn't for me.
In the words of the kids to start this podcast, a lot of people glazed Attack on Titan for the longest time.
Attack on Titan and Death Note being and Code Geass all being in top 50, like, is kind of, ooh, that's kind of crazy. I don't even have a strong feeling on 2 of those. So, Attack on Titan, Death Note, like, okay, fine, but Code Geass, ooh, okay, let's see, next 10, and then I'll have my opinions again.
Steins Gate.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, Anohana. Haven't seen it. Okay.
Wow. Okay. War in the
Pocket. Oh, that's the one with the Xeon side, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sir? Can't see.
No, I'm trying to see if I skipped one or is that still War in the Pocket?
That's still War in the Pocket.
That's still War in the Pocket. Okay, cool. It just looked like something different. I was like, because I started with Gundam Wing, I'm not used to Gundam actually being violent, which it super fucking is.
It is. Nichijou? Okay.
Yeah.
Samurai Champ.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wolf's Rain.
What?
Why are you confused by that, JJ?
It's not great. Like, definitely. Look, I don't even like Attack on Titan.
I like Attack on Titan for 2 seasons.
Attack on Titan.
Wolf's Rain. Do I need to give it a rewatch? Maybe because I remember one episode that hit me, and everything else I was like, "This is dumb."
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
Keep that list going for me, please. I need to rationalize.
Megalobox.
Okay, being 30.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Your Lie in April. Okay. Okay. The rows are for sillies.
That's for size, sir.
I deserve that. Whoa, at 27. I gotta see what's top 20. Keep going. I'm confused.
I know a lot of Mexicans that are mad about that one.
I know a lot of niggas that are mad about that one. Have
serial experiments, Lane. Okay.
What?
All right. We're done.
They might as well have Avatar in the top 5 now.
Keep it going. I want to see. I need to.
First of all, let's go back to.
And I love it. Let me be very clear. I love Scott Pilgrim Takes Off. I'm a big fan of it. All time?
Better than Evangelion?
All time? Is that what we're really doing here? Keep on playing. Keep on going.
I'm surprised by that one. I'm 100%.
I'm doing this in batches of 10 in my head. Okay, keep going.
I don't know what that one is. Right off the top.
Keep on going.
All right. Ping pong.
I've heard this look very, very good. Yeah. Never watched it.
Okay. I feel like movies aren't counted. Gurren Lagann.
At 22. Okay. Keep going. Oh, no. Now these niggas tripping. Okay. Keep going.
I want to know in what way are they tripping?
Close out this list. I need to see top 20. Yeah, no, just go through. I need to have an opinion.
Megalobox again?
I said back at here.
Again. No, it went back up to 30 somehow.
What the hell?
All right, let me see what's going on.
I don't think you missed anything. I think it's just
no. It 21, Hunter, and I'm literally just hitting down.
I don't think you missed anything. You're good.
I don't know what's going on with that one. All right.
Oh, it just repeated.
All right, let me.
So it could spit in our face again. No, don't speed it up. It's cool. It's cool. Take your time.
I have no idea what's going on.
Did we miss a button? Is there like a page change that we have to do?
All right, let me
refresh it
or something.
Oh no, I think you're fine. Just keep scrolling down.
It's the same list, bro.
Oh no, because it moved you back up.
No, it didn't.
No, it moved your mouse thingy back up.
No, it didn't.
Oh, is it repeating again?
Yeah, it repeated 3 times.
No, hold on. No, scroll from there. Is it new list now? So Hunter, what's after this?
That's what I'm trying to find.
Oh, that's weird.
All right, let me see if I have to type a new page or something. The anime of all time. Might just need to be reloaded, maybe. Fuck it, Boondocks is number 1. That's funny, because I would imagine in the top 20, like what, Demon Slayer, maybe?
Which is already wrong. Hold up. Yeah, I'm going to pull this list up on my phone, too.
Is this because of Sam's ad blocker? Is that what's going on?
No, it's being weird on my phone, too.
Really? I mean, because Doggett saw it. He was mad about it, too.
People complained. Someone attacked their servers.
We might have to just fucking talk about it, but even then, it's still, if it's being weird on our phones, like, we might only have to talk about 50 to 30, 20. Gore, 23. 22. Get out of here. 21. Hunter x Hunter. Oh, sweet. It just ends there. What the fuck? As someone that watched anime for 30 years, this list is an abomination. I'm not even that mad about it, like, yet. Oh, I forgot about Naruto. Naruto's probably going to be in the top 20 for sure, then. Good night, y'all. Tell Sammy I have a make a wish for him. He's not dying, bro. He's just moving to California, which is sadder than dying.
That's as good as dead.
No Boruto? No, there's no way Boruto is in here.
I can tell you right now that, I mean, there's still a lot of numbers to that list that we haven't hit, but it's very... There's a lot of recency bias with it. Like, not seeing a lot of, like, older anime on there.
What are you talking about, bro? We saw Fist of North Star, number 41.
Yeah, that was in the 80s.
Well, you want to see Astro Boy in here?
I mean, there's no anime without Astro Boy.
This is true, actually. Yeah, bro. And this might be where the topic ends, just because I can't pull it up. If I can't pull it up on a laptop or my phone, I don't know what to do. Which is weird because Doggett said he saw
Sword Art at number 10.
Yeah.
That's also blasphemous.
I mean, it was a TikTok that led to this this fucking comment. I was joking. I know he never saw it. Let me see if I can find it on TikTok.
Hunter x Hunter. Yeah, that's as far as we got. Hunter x Hunter is 21, yeah. Then beyond that, we have no idea. We don't know what their top 20 is.
Transgender storyline?
Yeah, get out of here. I don't care about that.
Reza Versailles? No. Were they transgender? I think they were just lesbians. Wait, no, she did.
Who was?
She did pose as a male. She would be trans. Huh.
50 anime of all time. I got 33. Trigun 32. They're getting to the classics. I haven't seen Cowboy Bebop yet. Neon Genesis 27. Again, I think a lot of people have that a lot higher. 25. Okay, another that most people have in their top 10, Hunter x Hunter, is at, what, 21? Dragon Ball Z at number 12.
Ooh.
That's not even a bad ranking in the slightest. Berserk. But we're talking about...
Okay. Pause. No. Next.
I paused it.
No, I meant keep going there. I said pause. Let's finish this out, and I'll have thoughts. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't think that's that hot of a take.
Is better than Attack on Titan, Dragon Ball Z, and Death Note. Okay, we're in the top 6 now. Naruto, Bleach, or One Piece. Curious. Kaiba at number 5. Full Metal Alchemist at 4. Okay. That's not terrible. Number 3. Cowboy Bebop. Forgot we hadn't seen that yet. Okay, so either Naruto, Bleach, or One Piece isn't on this list. Paranoia Agent, number 2. I, again, have never heard of this. And the number 1 best anime series...
Psycho.
One Piece wasn't on the list.
Naruto or Bleach wasn't on the list. And quite frankly, Berserk's anime
is bad by terrible Berserk fans.
It was 2016 Berserk or 97 Berserk?
It doesn't matter.
97 Berserk is, well, it's not top 10. Yeah, definitely not.
That's not even. I'm not giving this my time of day. Keep it moving. No, I'm not giving this time my time of day. Mob Psycho deserves to be top 20 for sure. Mob Psycho is phenomenal.
I would love to show anybody growing up Mob Psycho is like, hey, this is pretty important for you to watch as a teenager.
I love Eureka 7, so don't shoot me.
No, yeah, I loved Eureka 7.
That's top 30, top 40, top 50 material, not top 10.
Yeah, no.
So Polygon Line, 97 Berserk holds up. It's not that Berserk is bad. It's that the anime ends at a very crucial point that doesn't make sense for the anime watcher, and for the people that read the manga, it's like,
that's the only.
Why? What the fuck would you end there?
Well, that's the only thing they ever adapt. Even the movies just adapt that.
Japan finna take distribution rights away after seeing this list. I do like Paranoia Agent. It's top 5 for me. That's fine, I guess. I'm not gonna argue with you about that.
I was so loaded. I guess you were like dummies.
I'm not sure what my top 5 list would be off the top of my head.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't either. But.
I can just easily disagree with, like, I don't even like Naruto. Not being in the top 50?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That feels wrong.
What would
Men in Black, the animated series for 17.
What would be your gauge for how to determine the best anime? Would it be influence, the story, or like how would you determine what's the best anime for you?
I think influence definitely does have to factor in to a degree. It might not cinch in a top 10 spot, but like if you have 50 spaces open, you can put in Astro Boy in there because, like I said, it's the godfather of all anime. There is no Astro Boy, there is no anime industry. So it deserves an honorable mention.
Yeah.
And even if the original 60s, animation looks shitty and doesn't hold up, we're still getting Astro Boy adaptations. Pluto is loosely based, I'll grant you, but it's an Astro Boy story. It's an adaptation of Astro Boy.
Now let me hop in.
You're so far from the mic right now, bro.
I'm someone who's very much like I think it belongs on a list of most influential, not necessarily best anime of all time. But out of top 50, it definitely can push out any one of those.
Get Wolfsrain the fuck out of there.
I got questions, but no, I'm not wasting my time. Fuck you. I'm good. Next.
Well, just on that note, just to circle back to this topic, how would you determine the best anime list? Would it be, like I said, because when it comes to influential, like Naruto would get higher scores. When it comes to best, like writing and characterization, Naruto wouldn't make my top 10. So I just feel like Naruto versus Cowboy Bebop is a good way to illustrate, and then from there you make the rest of your list.
I think every top, let's say top 10, top 50, it's going to be so. And I wouldn't even do a top 10. I'd probably do a top 20. Just because. Yeah, it hits that soul. That said, I the way I frame it is simple. I think it's going to be personal based regardless.
Yeah.
So I think it's impossible to do something that's like it's going to be so personally biased that it's just going to be whatever you prefer. I think it's easier to do in top like 10 influential because you can be a lot more
Doggy
objective.
wrote me on the death note.
I think it's easier to do top influential because you are a little more objective. But top 10 like best, it's going to have to be like your personal favorite, not best. But if we're talking like objectively best, it's going to have to be that combination of like what I think has the best writing. I have to step out of my own shoes. I have to think about like not take the manga in account, just think about as it in the anime medium.
Yeah.
And it's that balancing act.
And in that sense, there would be a lot of recency bias because the
animation's just gotten better.
It's just going to get better as time goes on.
I think there are, but there's
strangely, One Piece is the only one that I know that breaks recency bias because the storytelling is that good.
Pause. Recency bias is actually strong for One Piece because the animation is really, really good now.
First of all, I just got to say, on that note, just as a counterpoint, the animation is really strong on episode 1303.
That's what I said. It's recency. I said recency comes in strong in that case.
But I'm just saying, if the average person just jumps in on that episode, they're not going to get what's going on.
No, it's that balance. I'm just saying, like, the recency area of would play into One Piece's favor because of that. For thinking as an anime medium, that's a tougher one. That's a tougher cookie to swallow because the One Piece has a lot of ups. It would definitely still be top 10 just because, again, 1,000 episodes of anything. And I have to put that. It's 1,000 episodes of a continuously moving story.
Right, yeah.
Because then, got an EXO case study. Case closed.
Case closed.
Yeah. Because
Doraemon also has
the motherfucker's in a circle. Yeah. But yeah, that'd be a tough list to make. I could say some things that I might have up there. Like I'd say in my top 20 for sure.
I'm so close to making a sync countdown about this, honestly.
I couldn't reduce it down to 5. But
your honorable mention list would be 10.
Cowboy Bebop would be up there.
It'd be 3 for me, honestly, off the top of my head. And it's only just because Mob Psycho is so perfectly written from start to end. And it's only 3 seasons.
Mob Psycho, and I'm just thinking, I'm not saying top 10, I'm just saying top 20. Mob Psycho would be up there. Things I've watched personally. Moggy would be up there.
Moggy.
So I didn't see this one, but Elfin
Lied?
Elfin Lied?
Yeah, that might be, like, Elijah is, like, hard up on that show, so... Like, I could understand. Hasn't ended, so it's very hard. That's the other thing. Shows that haven't ended, like even like Demon Slayer that I know is super popular. How do you score that? And it's not over yet. And I get that argument. I love Hell's Paradise. Only 1 season. If they could completely drop the ball
on season 2.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's the One Punch Man effect. One Punch Man season 1 is very different than One Punch Man season 2. So yeah.
And One Punch Man season 3, if it exists.
I think they reaffirmed it like this week or something. It's
why is cowards?
The what? Stop being cowards. Nominated.
Negama's not getting nominated. Shut up. Get out of here. I like Negama too.
I don't understand why cowards was auto-moderated.
Oh, I didn't even get a chance to.
I love Erica 7.
Yeah,
it's still
I did like it a lot, yeah.
Top 10 is a tough one because we're thinking top 10 of anime of all fucking time. But that's again, it's going to be a list personal to you.
There was not a single JoJo's on there.
I was about. Oh, that's a strong argument to be made too. But also, like, they obviously discounted movies, which are a very important element to anime.
No.
I get where you're coming from.
Movies are totally different.
I get where you're coming from.
No, fuck you on that. No, look, they're good. I'm not sucking their dick, bro. Like now, granted, I think
I understand 100% where you're coming from, but when you take into account things like Akira,
yeah, but I think there's a difference in terms of the focus and budget that can go into a movie than the focus and budget that can go into an anime. Therefore, I think the execution that's expected from both is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to hold movie animation to a lot higher of a standard because you have put, like, there's a lot of, that's why Dragon Ball Super Broly is super good because the animation and the money was there. Akira, all-time anime in terms of like a theme and things of that nature, and that one's a little bit different. Yeah. Because it's just a one-time story too. There's like a weird kind of, I think movies are a little bit more interesting because
also only covers half the story. A lot of those movies do that. Because even Nausicaa only covers half the story. The manga keeps going.
And Nausicaa's a phenomenal movie. Yeah. So it's just kind of some different considerations I'll have there. Like, I think it's easy. To be fair, I think it's easier to have a much more well-crafted story over a 2-hour period that you know you have a set amount of budget for that you make look super, super good. To make a whole season of anime look good, make the pacing good, make sure the adaptation of the manga is good is a harder thing to accomplish objectively.
I don't have a strong opinion on JoJo's. I just got into them in the last 3 years. Anyway. Time for the steak. All right, I just played that as an. Whoa, shit! I don't want to get sued.
I like the opening.
No. It's literally such a popular opening. Like it's become a TikTok dance.
Yeah.
I just don't want to play too much without us getting pulled. Already at this point, with us playing trailers, Key might have his ass handed to him. Yeah.
I was literally the fucking Binky from Arthur when he hears music for the first time. That was me listening to this opening theme. Dun, dun, dun.
So I did. I remember.
Those aliens are modeled after Peter Griffin.
I don't think we have an Animexcellence since the last time we talked about Don, right? So
no.
I gassed it up.
I made such a big deal about us not having a Blackcellence the entire time you were gone. Animexcellence is right up there. We can't have it without you.
I fucked him up. I gassed up Don quite a bit when I was on the show.
Did you read the manga before this anime came out? Oh, that's why.
I wasn't. Hey, that can be the case, and adaptations don't have to execute.
I understand that, but there's also an argument to me. Let's take a step back. Sam is the Patreon of the show. Always brings up that like when it comes to comics and comic book movies, people don't want new shit. They don't give a fuck about new heroes, and I'm like, no, I think they will if you tell a good story with them because anime is literally like Don was nothing last year to most people.
To most anime watchers, yes. The manga's been doing pretty good, but I don't know. But I'm not going to sit here and act like it's one of the biggest things out there. No, no, for sure not.
Hell's Paradise was nothing 2 years ago to most people.
To a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
Like, it did not have the mainstream shot in the sense of a lot of anime when they get their like Demon Slayer wasn't Demon Slayer until the Demon Slayer anime was a thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure it even was Demon Slayer to people until the movie came out.
Oh no, the anime did.
No, the Rengoku movie did spades. Because,
no, I'm saying no.
Yeah.
What is it? Mugen Train was phenomenal. No, no. I feel you there.
Yeah,
that said, it was definitely. I was like, but the anime boost. That's what helps out with any manga series. That's what gets it up. That's what a lot of people like the visual media. I loved and I actually let me put a scratch pivot there. I read a fair bit of Don. I didn't read it all until after I saw the first 3 episodes that I did in theaters.
Wait, did you?
I saw the first 3 episodes in theater.
Yeah, I told you that it was in theater.
Yeah. So,
no. I'm just surprised you read the first 3 episodes and then read 100 chapters or something.
I mean, I can crank out 100 chapters in an afternoon. I can jet through manga.
It's kind of the advantage it's one of the advantages that like anime and manga have over Western comics, where like you can go
read a direct story.
Yeah,
that's going to align to this.
Right, like if I was really into JJK or whatever, and I'm like, I don't want to wait 6 months for the new season to drop or whatever, just pick up the manga. The reason I think a lot of people will wait for an anime to come out, though, is because if I'm already paying for Netflix, then that's, $15 that I don't have to spend on a manga that I might not enjoy. Like, I'll just wait for the anime to drop. I'll give it a shot. And if I'm into it, then maybe I'll pick up the manga too.
Or a really good anime. I think a really good anime can lend itself very, very well to being like, cool. It gives you the best foot forward to go and want to read the manga. I think a really good manga will only get you excited for whenever the eventual anime comes out. And again, I want to sit here and tell you that I think Don would have been fantastic as a splash choice just off the writing alone. But the type of manga it is so reliant on a well-executed adaptation. And what we're delivered is not just a well-executed adaptation. It is a phenomenally executed adaptation.
So, I love Don. Let me start with that. That's why I've literally held this off as the main topic for most of the show. It is a hard sell.
It's a hard sell when it opens up the way it does.
It opens up with the teenager getting her clothes ripped off and
a whole lot of foolishness happening.
And also, so in general, because I'm fucking closer to 40 than I am 20, it's very hard at this point for me to be like, oh, another anime about high school.
I don't get that.
You're at the midpoint. Wait till you're 35.
Well, I mean, I guess it's not like a clipping point for me, but I can understand that.
Yeah. Because I literally had this argument, not an argument, but a discussion with my friend Langford, who's my age, and he was like, dude, I just can't watch anime anymore because it's all about high school students. And there's exceptions to the rule. We've been through that road already. But, like, what's the movie about the guy that becomes a monster? The anime about a guy that...
Kaiju number 8.
Kaiju number 8 is a lot easier for us to get into than it is anything about high school again. But that being said, I can get into it if the story's right. Which, what's the anime about the dude that's just trying to be the toughest guy in his high school? Windbreaker. JJ knows me right off the bat because I'm watching anime on his account. But Windbreaker is great, and this anime is great. It completely overlaps, and also like there is an aspect of like
motherfuckers are not really in school that much. I said these motherfuckers. First of all, Windbreaker, high school. These motherfuckers don't have classes. I'm just saying. And down and on, they're in class. And it complements what they're doing, but it's definitely not where they spend basically any time.
Ranma's the same. Like,
I grew up with Ranma, so they went to high school in the 90s. We're okay there.
No, yeah. And even in the reboot, it still takes place in the 90s. But, like, so little of it actually takes place in the school. So little of the school actually factors into it that it's like, I'm just watching two, like, in my mind, they're adults. Granted, there's older adults. They have mustaches. And turn into pandas. But for me, the age difference doesn't really factor in all that much if it's not being played up that hard.
Mm-hmm. It's very much an execution-driven thing. Also, I think that...
So, let me just place a big difference here, where Mob Psycho is the age difference is like I don't care too much about Mob because Mob is just like he's being guided. I like his mentor a lot.
Yeah, Reagan.
Yeah,
but I lean into Mob because I'm like not lean into him, but I'm like that's a middle schooler. That's someone who you're like this being a big factor in how he operates is because. That story can only work with that scenario.
100%. And there are great animes that work on that premise.
I think when it leads... I think not every anime needs it to be the crutch that it is in some cases. So I understand.
And when it is a crutch, 100% out. Dun Dun doesn't have that issue.
No, that's not even close.
Yeah. The high school aspect of like the popular student, the nerd, and all this other stuff is actually... It's actually heartwarming, honestly.
I think it's. I think what Don Don does is so it is a lot of spectacular things, but the main through line and what you might not get from trailers and everything else is it is a romance. It is a romance as a main through line. The author did a great job. He actually in the one cool thing was in the. Because they haven't shared this out yet. So in the movie where you get to see or in the 3 episodes they did the preview, they had a whole interview that he does and talks about his making of Don Don, which was such a cool thing.
So your boy Slaughter brings up horny anime aren't appealing to me in my 30s. That's the line that I'm bringing up. That it's just like this is very much a horny anime, but it's also anytime it's horny, it's actually pushing the plot forward in a way that not a lot of other movies or even other media do well.
I would not put this in the horny camp. I'd put this in a like.
They literally strip the female protagonist naked in the first episode.
Pause. I think that's more of a play into like the alien thing, but that's not my thing. There's like this is not full.
That's just what I mean when people call it a horny anime. That's where I'm like, yeah, it earns that 100%.
I actually don't think it gets that camp. Yeah. Pause. If you haven't seen episode 12, but no, this when I think horny, I think like ecchi. I think there's a lot of horny high school anime. This is more like a, hey, it's Japan doing Japan things, but it's not nearly the
For me, this doesn't go into this doesn't cross over into the line of like gratuitous, because like maybe it's kind of gratuitous in the sense that like I guess technically you didn't have, but it's aliens. They probe. Like that's the one thing we know about aliens.
It's not gratuitous. I will give you that. But it's just like, here's where my brain goes. Explain this to your mom. And that's where it kind of...
I just did. It's aliens. They probe.
Yeah. That's where I took it. Where they were... And these motherfuckers... And I actually... And there's a... And it's spoiler.
Not a sex thing. They just want the boy's banana.
Yeah. They flipped it. Because they said... That was when I was like, oh, they made it neutral. Because they were like, oh, no, now we want you. Right? and they do that at the halfway point. So it's a very interesting perspective.
Your boy Slaughterblings, Kill la Kill. I haven't seen Kill la Kill.
Yeah, that's...
Oh, you want to have a horny...
That's a horny...
That's a horny anime. That's like a... Oh,
I will say on a different note.
Strangely...
horny. Kill la Kill is one of Tommy's favorite animes. He's told me that to my face.
Yeah. Kill la Kill's Trigger. Trigger gets a pass for whatever they do.
It is. Look, it is good. I'm not going to deny that it's not horny.
It's like, but it's also one where it's like high school in quotation marks. It's not really high school. It's Trigger. That said, to your point, right? I think that I mean some of the strong suits of Dandadan it's just a well-executed adaptation. The director, and again, I really wish that they released this online, the interview portion online, because he talks about how much inspiration he took from actual movies. How much of an actual director of film he wants to be.
If I can get a hat for it, sir.
Sir, this is that $185 shit.
That's why I'm asking.
Treasure it.
You can say no.
No, I mean, it's for people to share. But no, I think the major thing here is... he did such a good job of like being like he shows you the shots, he shows you the like his workbook, he shows you how inspired he was, the director himself. The manga author, he said, I sat down and read 100 different romance manga because I wanted my romance to feel authentic. Like I wanted to feel like a proper rom-com.
100% is under... I didn't expect this to be, despite I'm not going to play the intro. Despite the intro being so romantic as it is, I did not expect this to be a rom-com anime, and it 100% is.
It's a rom-com, and actually, to your point, Dogged, if you're going to be a little out there, you have to be funny. You have to be...
It's super funny.
It's funny. It's genuine. You have to, because, again, that first episode puts you in a spot to where you're like... And it's not a ride or die. Like, it's probably the craziest it gets right out the gate. Episode 12. But you sit there and you're in it. And then you have other things that are like funny. And then it's not afraid to have a whole episode where you're like, this isn't like, there's not a single joke. That shit's just heart-wrenching. It's genuinely emotionally pulling, genuine depth.
So I'm gone super far into the show. The third character in the mom episode. That's just how I can put it without spoiling too much. That is one of the deep... Like, if it was any other medium, you probably couldn't watch it. If it was live action, you couldn't watch it.
You wouldn't get it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't get that in live action. That's what I'm saying. And I've always said this before. Anime is such an interesting medium because... I think Japan does a better job, and to a certain extent, a worse job with some areas, but a better job of not being afraid to put this sort of content in front of all audiences. And
it's literally in the background, and it's weird for an anime that's like, I want to take your penis, I want to take your banana. The themes of sexual assault are so heavy in this and played so well.
No, because it knows when to play into a joke and it knows when to be very serious. It's not an immature...
It's a weird thing for an anime, for any other medium, that it's just like, we're going to tell a joke about stealing your penis, this is a very serious, somber moment.
And it's not played for jokes.
Yeah.
So it does a very good job of all of those things. But hold up, me and Marcos have been talking, chatting. How about you, JJ? Because I know, like I said, I chatted it up there in the first. How far are you in?
I'm watching it on Netflix, so I don't know if there's a.
I don't think there's a delay. Are you episode 10? What was the last thing you saw? No spoilers.
That's the also weird thing about the show, real quick, that it's on Hulu, Netflix, and Crunchyroll.
Simulcast. I think Netflix is just a day or a week or a day.
It doesn't even matter. The fact that it's available on 3 fucking streaming networks.
They wanted to be successful, and guess what it is? It is very successful.
I am. The last thing I saw was the biology mannequin running.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You're one episode behind.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I've been digging it a lot. Like, I wanted to go watch it in theaters. At the time, I thought it was just like a standalone movie. I didn't know that it was going to be a full series. Because I just caught like an ad, like the tail end of an ad saying that it was like going to theaters, catch it on these days. And I was going through checking showtimes and stuff, but it just didn't line up. I think the only screening that I would have caught at that time would have been when we were recording, so I wasn't going to be able to make it. But then we did the Animexcellence and you hyped it up, and I was like, okay, so my instincts were right on this. I was just going to go like on a whim to watch it. And then when I found out that it's going to be on Netflix and it's a whole series, I was like, well, I'm going to be eating good for a while. And yeah, I've been digging it a lot. So like Mark said, I've been watching Ranma Saturdays. I'm also watching Dandaran like back to back with Ranma. So
very different vibes.
It's very different vibes, but at the same time, it's
still romance.
It's still a romance, so I'm getting those weird like lovey-dovey feelings in the morning, and then I have to go into the bathroom and punch myself to to reclaim my masculinity.
It's so fascinating because I think that if you want a show to be successful, this is how you make an anime be successful. Base it on a solid property. Because when I say first of all, season 2 has already been announced.
Yep.
It's coming out in July. And what they got in season 2 is going to be so good. What they end up on today, you're going to be like, well, really? Y'all just going to leave my balls tingling like that? Yes, they are. But B, make the adaptation be solid. This is so stellar. It's so good. It's so well executed. Banger opening. The ending doesn't get talked about enough. The ending is great too. And it's just the animation studio feels like it loves the property as much as the author does. And that's when you get a delivered product that looks good, that looks great, that has moments where you're like, this animation's phenomenal. And it's not as though it's action every single episode. How they handle some of the types of setup and action is really, 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 really well done. And they haven't really skipped out on any portions that are from the manga. They've changed some things, but not skipped out. And so they've done a good job of setting up the characters in this first part to where I think the second season or the second half of this is going to be even better because now you don't have to do that groundwork. I'm excited for people to see the next portions. I'm excited for this to have another part coming out and that being guaranteed. I wasn't surprised by it. I'm hoping that the manga sales even, take off. I mean, they're not doing bad now, but just really fucking sell out. And this is one of the cases where, one of the biggest things I'm a critic on is when a manga artist is really good, like One Punch Man and Mob Psycho are the inverse. When the manga, he's not the best manga artist, but Murata, who does the One Punch manga redraw, one of the best manga artists in the game. But he's not the best manga artist. So when you get these adaptations that are like really, really good, basing off of his art, you feel relieved. you have our artists who I don't think always capture the fantastic artwork that are done. Actually, I think this is one of the ones that translates very well. I still think manga art is phenomenal. If you ever don't spoil yourself, you don't have to. Just read the chapters that have been up until this point, and you'll see some of his art style. It's phenomenal. But you have situations. I mean, shit, an anime that's coming out this season that I'm a super big fan of that made so much money that I don't understand why it has the animation it does right now, even though I'm a big fan and I'm hoping for season 3 to recorrect or they get a better studio for it. I'm a stickler. I'm a biggest stickler on Blue Lock. Won't talk about it right now, but
a lot of people are mad at Blue Lock right now.
Oh, I'm super mad at Blue Lock, and it's a weird thing because I think they really hit this last couple episodes for a couple of reasons, but Blue Lock has no excuse. What I mean by that is the amount of money that it made over these last few years. No excuse.
It's just not a World Cup here. That's what it's
no excuse. No excuse for how it's done. And that studio fucked the bag. Fucked it up. Fucked up some things with it that I'm so upset with because it is, and I consider, and I've said this before, I consider Blue Lock's manga art to be top 10, ask me on a good day, top 5. He is fan-fucking-tastic.
The concepts that go on in Blue Lock, because there's a lot of sports anime at this point.
Blue Lock its own. Yeah. And the worst part about it is, everyone who's watching Blue Lock are mad, but they still watch it because Blue Lock's story is just so... it's so good. So... I honestly, I'm hoping for a whole new studio because I think this studio just has burned too many people on all the anime they've done this year.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to be the case. If they do come back, they have to deliver. I know they've heard this feedback. That said,
well,
don't want to take away the focus. Danon's been awesome. I'm loving it. I'm so excited for it. I'm so happy it did well. I'm so happy it caught the trends it did. And I'm so happy they were not afraid to be weird, not afraid to be out there, not afraid to be uncomfortable.
That's the jumps that most Western media are missing to a degree, where it's just fucking be weird.
I think a lot of Western media is afraid to be uncomfortable. It's afraid to be weird. It's afraid to be questionable. It's afraid to make you feel like
it's either A24 be weird or just be the same fucking thing all over and over again. There's no middle ground.
Again, that first episode of Don is not the easiest thing to a hard sell, but it is 100% leaning into they probe, and probing is not a fun thing.
Yeah.
They make it scary. You there's a portion where you're sitting on there and you're like, oh no. Oh don't do that.
That's me through a lot. So anime in general, if it's a good anime, JJK is actually really good at this for the anime so far. Apparently the manga falls off at a certain point. But
I disagree. To a certain degree. But I disagree. I think people are over... Yeah, continue.
It's good at making you uncomfortable that it's just I don't know how they're going to win this situation. And I feel like anime does that way better than comic books or even most movies for the most part.
Well, I feel like the hole that comics have gotten themselves into is, how do they get out of this situation? Well, most of these characters have had some level of iteration that can pull out of anything out of bumfuck of nowhere. Right? Whereas these characters that you don't know how they're going to get out of the situation, you're like, I don't know. So,
JJK, at least as a counterpoint, has straight up people being like, we're going to lose this fucking fight, and they just fucking run away from the...
But what I mean by that is again, Superman being Superman as Superman is Superman is a tough one. Even though I'm a big fan of the trailer, and I like some of the Superman iterations they've done recently. It's been the most interesting I've been in the character in a while. But you do have those situations where it's some comic book characters just they have their out. Not to say anime doesn't have their out. I think they just get to be more creative with their out.
100%. But it also comes down to a factor where, at least, let's compare to Marvel movies. I don't think I've ever seen Iron Man run away from a fight.
No.
Yeah.
Even when sometimes it could make sense. And I think it's funny because, JoJo taught me very early. It's motherfucker, if you don't have an answer, you can run. That's okay. We support it. Run. Be away. Get gone.
I have one last topic because we're all very high on Done, and this is very specific and cultural, and you're the only person that can answer this for me. So a piece of fan art went out for Done.
Oh, please don't make me do this. Okay, yeah, we'll talk about
it. This is the only image I could find of the fan art. And then it went to a place where people just did what they did. Like in the same way that we've talked about Witcher and all these other topics today, where they were like, I don't like culturally changing a character. And it was almost outrightly racist. It was outrightly racist. There's no almost about it, where it got the hashtag going of clan going. And then anime is this very weird point. This is why Sam hates anime, honestly, where it's just kind of like there's a lot of people with bad opinions and taste in it.
I think that's with any fandom.
100%. But just to a point, like, I just want to know your perspective on all that situation.
I'll make it as easy as possible. First of all, this art was done by a 16-year-old, so fuck off. But
really?
Yeah, 16-year-old. So this whole conversation's just stupid. Not you. Like, I meant the whole dialogue around it was stupid. It's a fucking 16-year-old. Side note. People brought up, fan art's fan art. Hey, if you want a fun fact, it's not the lightening of skin that ever bugs me. So it's not even like change skin tones, do whatever you want. I'm always for that camp. It's intent. It's always intent. People's biggest argument against this is like, hey, you can't be against whitewashing and be for this sort of thing. And it's like, no, the intent is very different. Now, granted, if you lighten up a skin tone on a character, it's not going to bug me that much. Like, to be honest, I'm not that type who gets riled up about it. But I also am looking at it as like, hey, but there's definitely situations where the intent is very different. The 16-year-old was just like, yo, I made these characters in a cool way, in an artistic style that was dope. To that point, people were just mad because it's like, oh, like, why are you making the character? I'm like, they're just doing art. It's an artistic art form. It's whatever. It's fine. It's the intent. If she was malicious in her intent, then that's a very different conversation. If anybody who's like, but also the delta is also the nature of, and people forget this, the nature of blackwashing is not a thing. Just not. Just take it out of your language, take it out of your vernacular. The reason why whitewashing was a thing was because, or why that sort of artwork even comes to play, is because there is such a lack of representation for a certain style of character, for a certain pigmentation in some of these art forms, that when you strip those away from other art forms, it's just like, wow, we're not really left with anything, right? That's why it's like, oh, people get so miffed with whitewashing sometimes. Also, it's like, hey, dark skin tone bad, dark skin tone not okay, dark skin tone, like, so therefore we go into whitewash. The reason why sometimes people do interpretations of characters in darker skin tone is because, hey, they're either just being like, hey, I just want to bring this back into my culture and kind of align that to that thing. But also, again, not really working with the largest pool of characters. Shit, when you think of some of the biggest representations of black characters in anime, the first thing that comes to your mind is a green person. Let's cut the bullshit here, right? It's not to say there isn't amazing black characters. Fucking Kubo owns half of them.
Yeah.
So it's not as though so and so some people are just going to be like, cool. So it's just an interesting thing where I'm like, hey, look, first of all, shouldn't have even been a thing. B, yeah, A, shouldn't have even been a thing. B, chick is 16 years old, shouldn't have even been a thing. C, it's not like, it's all about intent, and I'll always flack a malicious intent, no matter, like, hey, if she drew them black characters and had malicious intent with it, I would not flack a 16-year-old because I don't care that much. But if it were like someone who was actually 18 and plus, yeah, I'm going to give you a little bit like, hey, like you did that with a malicious intent. That's not cool. But the nature of it comes from a very different place. And I think that that should also be considered. But I'm acting like the internet has nuance, which it doesn't. So I'm not, like, again, it's just dumb.
So on the no nuance, I don't understand why this became a big thing, just on this perspective where I talked to JJ about this. And he was just like, yeah, the voice actor is black.
Yes.
And it was just kind of like a fan. Yeah.
The voice actor of Ocarina's black.
Yeah, exactly. Where it was just like, that's just a easy, fun fan note to make at that point. Like, if somebody drew Kratos black, which has been done, it probably wouldn't get this much higher because the voice actor is black.
Both of them.
Yeah.
People don't think that hard. No, it's a stupid thing about someone who wanted to make some art who just felt compelled and it's a good story and they're like, yo, I just want to shoot. Again,
and fan art always fucking exists about everything. I don't understand how.
And that's why I said, and the response of fan art was them lightening up the skin tone of other characters. They're like, and I'm like, again, that goes back to the fundamental principle of intent. You intentionally did that because it was in response to something that you were like, I don't like this. That is a negative intent. But again, it just goes back to until there's a space where there's a bunch of scenarios where we feel like, and anime is not always the most representative. But also, side note,
most of the anime is made in Japan.
Which is going to be just... And that's totally fine. It's never bugged me in that sense. But when you get those representations or you have interpretations, it's always just a kind of like, oh, okay, cool, that's cool. It's not going to change the original medium. They're not changing source material into something else. They're just drawing fan art. And it is what it is. It's also a 16-year-old. Again, fuck off. Like... There's 100%. There's people have so much bandwidth to worry about shit that isn't worth worrying about, and that's just dumb. Not to say
actual problems that don't involve fan art by a 16-year-old.
And I'm not saying like you can't get up in arms about dumb shit. I do. I mean, shit. I'm a sports fan. Of course I do. Shit that doesn't matter. But good gosh, at the end of the day, it's just a 16-year-old. 16-year-olds do outland. There's 16-year-olds who do a lot of dumb shit. This girl drew fan art, not even close to dumb, not even a positive thing, if you will. And she's getting flack for doing a positive thing. It's a positive thing that makes her happy. Spreading more art around the community. The voice actor supported her.
He got bullied off Twitter.
So great.
Oh, he got bullied off Twitter.
Yeah, he got bullied off Twitter. Great. You guys were successful in making someone who's trying to bring joy to a character, joy to a 16-year-old. You feel great about that? Fuck you. And again, stop comparing it to whitewashing. It is not the same thing. It's not even close to the same thing. There's a reason why that had a name. Blackwashing is not a thing. If black was the minority and everything, if melanated skin was the minority and a bunch of different things, that'd be a very different conversation. That's not the case. That's not even to say the bunch of other races that are not even included in all of this score of Maelstrom. Needless to say, go watch Shanda. Go support your fan artist. And again, just have a good time with it. It's such a good show that it didn't even need all of this. And shout out to the girl who did that.
I'm totally for just adding some flavor to characters once in a while as fan art.
It doesn't change source material.
And as a Mexican, I have the dude that drove the Mexican Gundam, Chad from Bleach, and that might be it.
I mean, Megalobox guy is kind of brown, right?
I think he's probably more Brazilian than Mexican.
I said he's kind of brown. You guys, you can't start differentiating.
That's 100%. Like, to go on all that, it's like we gotta reach in anime, and it's like I used to. I don't even remember the name off the top of it.
I do like how Chad is aggressively like Abuelito. But no, again, if it ain't take Kubo out your vocabulary, all groups lose quite a bit.
Yeah. I think without Kubo, we only got the champion in Hajime no Ippo.
And then I'm like, even then, we're a little bit higher. Like, imagine we were Indian. Probably there's none in all of anime.
The first Thanksgiving, thanks to Goku.
I meant the other kind of Indian.
Oh. Never mind then.
Dawson. Good night, everybody. Thanks for coming out.